Hello everyone, welcome to the Space Viking Chronicles episode 2 of season 2. If you don't know what we do here, we basically are playing Dungeons and Dragons and raising money for the kids at St. Children's Research Hospital. Thank you for joining us. Sorry for any of the weird technical. The intro didn't want to play for me today. How are you all doing tonight?
Good.
Oh, us? We're doing amazing because we're here with you.
I pay them to say that? No, I'm just kidding. I didn't.
wait, we got paid. I'm just kidding.
We're getting paid for this?
No, everyone here is donating their wonderful time to the kids over here at St. Jude. We have a good time, and you, as viewers, can also participate. It is a everybody participates and has a good time dealio. Well, maybe not every player has a good time. We'll see. Well, every player will. Their character might not.
See someone not have fun here, so.
So if you see on the right-hand side of me and above the wonderful Paladin Hulk right there, you can type in ! St. Jude in the chat, and you make things happen. If you donate $5, you can donate inspiration to a user or to a player. For $10, you can give someone a natty 1 or a natty 20. For $15, wild magic, $20 magic item, and $30 a threat. Make sure you specify which thing and who you are giving them to when you donate, so that I know.
Although that might not work out.
Yeah, you have to put it in the comments. It's being a little strange, which is making things a little more complicated. So I may have to ask you in chat. So stick around and answer questions, because sometimes I have some questions. It doesn't the donation thing for some reason. Not really. I put a question in there, but then it doesn't give me the answer to the question that I asked. Awkward. But beyond that, we'll just go around the spaceships, let people say who they are, where you can find them at, and then we will get into all the good. So, kicking things off, you see a new face today. We make this game in a persistent world, so every session, the characters before them can make a difference in the world. We always start in the same area of the world every session, so time may pass or go backwards or forwards. It all depends on where we are in the campaign. But everything that the players do affects the world, and all the new players and new characters who join in every session. So it makes for, let's say you donate for wild magic and a lake disappears. That lake disappears for everyone, all future players. So first things first, Kath, let people know where they can find you. Bar and all that jazz. Don't tell them about your character yet, though.
My name is Kathanis. You can call me Kath. I am part of the moderation team for Maggie and Space Vikings, and you can find me at the Kathanis on Twitter. At Kathanis Gaming on Twitch, and I plan on actually streaming again. And you can find me also at Austin_Adkins on Instagram, in case you want to follow me on there. My brand's all over the place because I cannot get Kathanis in any social media spot besides one place. And I forgot a couple places, my passwords, and I can't recover it. But
you forgot your passwords?
Well, the first one is Twitch. I had Justin.tv, and it's too late to recover that one from Justin.tv because I get Thanos on there. So that's just gone to the nether. And then someone has Akathanis on Twitter who hasn't used Twitter in 10 years. So they just can't get it. So, but yeah. Yep, that's me. Hi.
We will get to know Kathanis' character soon. Obviously, you get a little sneak peek there if you're looking at the overlay, but saw nothing. Moving on to our next player here, we have Maya, who's being played by the wonderful Tech Priest Khan. Tell us a little bit about you as well as your character.
I'm Tech Priest Khan. I'm pretty much just a lurker, really. I just kind of show up every now and then to converse with people, and I am playing Maya, a drow rogue, specifically the archetype being swashbuckler. And yeah, she's something.
She's something. That's for sure.
I'm trying to think of a nice way to put it.
Put it this
But there
way.
is-
She broke into an orphanage and
You tried her
pummeled
best.
a child
Hey.
and threatened their life.
So we're trying to save the children, and you beat up the children.
Look,
That has helped me.
you left the neutral evil alone. That was the issue.
It's like, freaking kids, kick
How
them.
dare you assume I'm evil because I'm a drow? Judge me on my actions.
Oh, me as a player, I completely judge Maya. Maya as a character, no.
All right, and moving on to Maya's sister, Rose, played by Stan. Tell us a little bit about Rose as well as you.
Hey, I'm playing Rose, the very stressed. Trying to hold this group of lunatics together. It's not going well.
I think it's going just fine.
You will have help soon, I promise.
Thank you. I think that right there kind of sums up Rose right now fairly well. She's a sorcerer as well. Yeah, and I'm Stan. Don't have much of an online presence, just hang out in the Space Vikings Discord, and sometimes I say things on Twitter. S_alone if you want to follow me.
And of course, last but not least, the ever interesting and very old Mortimer, played by. Tell us a little bit about Mortimer, and of course, you.
I'm Paladin Hulk in all the places. Branding. But
Just rub it in.
Tuesday, and I'm playing in a pirate game on Sundays, but that doesn't matter because I'm here now and I'm playing Mortimer Jones. He's an aging human. He's a wizard and something of a rogue, because in his youth he was an adventurer, a mystery solver with his wife, Wendy. But that was a long time ago, and he shouldn't even be out here. He escaped from an old folks' home. That was probably not a good decision. Gonna make the best of it.
He escaped from an old person's home, but he doesn't remember.
Nope. No clue.
Blessed.
Yeah. Some of the other characters have recognized him, and that's been interesting because he is an old hero, and he's been seen in. There's many books written about him, so that's been a fun, a fun thing. Oh, you guys were asking something.
The guard.
His name was Harold.
Harold.
Yes,
Okay.
I was like, I would have wrote that down. Yeah, he was Harold.
Is he also a herald?
So he is not a herald.
Oh.
So, to kind of set the scene of what has happened previously, last episode, we had our sisters who traveled into the town. It was their first time here. They have their own reasons for coming to the town. They were looking for the Artisans Guild, which was not open because it is really late at night. And they ran into Mortimer as they were going into the inn, which the inn that they went to was the Vulgar Viper Tavern, which is not a really fancy inn. It's kind of like middle class. It's not low tier either, but it was a place where they could stay for the night. So they traversed a bit and found it and ran into him, which he seemed a little bit lost. I think Rose didn't recognize him at first, right? Maya, who?
No, I
Other way
recognize him.
around.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Maya didn't recognize him at first, and Rose was like, aren't you that Mortimer person? And he was like, yes. And he went on about it, and he was like talking to his wife, who's not there. And they're like, ooh, something's wrong with this guy. I think Maya then later realized, oh, that's who you are. I've read some of those books before, kind of. Might have used them to fuel some fire of a orphanage that I burned down before. No, she didn't do that part. I made that up. Then they walked into the bar or into the inn to hopefully find Mortimer, a place to stay as well as themselves. And they ran into Naz's character. And he recognized right away Mortimer. And they all kind of chatted and had a drink together and sat down. But there was another character kind of looking over at them and peeking at them. Maya didn't like that and didn't appreciate it and got a little sassy. And one of the people that was wearing like this dark black cloak with little thin, kind of almost like silver bits in it, started running away from Maya, and Maya chased after them. There was chairs toppled down, and Maya grabbed onto the person but couldn't quite get them, but got their cloak, and the person ran and booked it out of the inn. Maya ran enough to the door, but then was like, I don't want to pursue this anymore, and closed the door and came back into the inn with the cloak. And Mortimer ended up with it. I think maybe she handed it to Mortimer because Mortimer was like, oh, that's a really nice quality cloak. And she was like, all right, here you go. And he was looking at it and he could tell like the fabric was this nice silky fabric that was very soft to touch. And something about it felt maybe magical with that Arcana check that he did. That's kind of what happened there. Then they decided maybe we should figure out who this person is so we can give them back their cloak. Because that's the logical thing to do.
You're making it sound a lot more reasonable than it actually was, but I'm down for
Yeah, no. We were totally being the nice Samaritans.
I think Mortimer was like, you just attacked that person and stole their cloak, was really how it went down. And Maya's like, no, they were looking at me weird. And I was trying to figure out why they were looking at me weird. They were the one who was suspect, not me, who ended up with their cloak for free and chased them out of the inn. So they went to pursue this person. Now they followed the tracks. Luckily for them, they have a well-known detective on their side, and were able to find the tracks up to an orphanage. It looked like maybe this person rustled through some bushes and climbed up and went through a window. Now the window was a little too small for them, so they decided to kind of like maybe knock on the front door. Sure, why not? So they knock on the front door and they meet the madam that is kind of taking care of this orphanage. And she's like, people in the middle of the night are coming into my area, and she's like, no one, we're fine. And kind of the conversation ends with a little bit of back and forth, but nothing crazy happens. And she departs. But I believe Maya, no, not Maya. One of the other, who saw
No, not Stan. Snaz's
character, yeah. Snaz's character saw the lady talking to someone in a window, and then it looked like Illiken saw somebody talking in the window. Maybe it looked like kind of like the lady, and then it looked like maybe she got hit by something or something of that sort, and the candle kind of fumbled and flickered and the lights turned out. So, the logical next step is Illiken tossing Maya up into the window and breaking into the building. So they break into the orphanage. Maya gets in there. She doesn't see anything immediately, but she hears something in the hallway, and she goes over to the hallway. She kind of peeks around, and she sees these two kids dragging something. It's dark in the hallway, so she can't really tell what it is. And she just like walks in the hallway and is like, what's up? And the kids are like, and then one of them like books it and runs into a room, and the other one books it down the stairs, and Maya chases. Maya thinks for a moment to maybe like check what the thing is that they were dragging, but then decides, nah, I'm gonna chase the kid, and chases them down the stairs, almost catching them, jumping off the banister, gets all the way to the front door, rams them into the front door and holds them down, and then proceeds to threaten their life, but gives them 5 gold or something like that. How much gold did you give them?
5 gold if they didn't rat me.
Yeah, 5 gold if they didn't rat her. So like it didn't seem like they had enough information. And she lets the kid go, and the kid goes. And then that kind of like sums up that whole scene. Eventually, they do meet up with the party. There is an older gentleman that's there as well, who they kind of talk their way out of and get out of the building. It was an interesting scene. You'll have to go back and look at it. But later, they get back to the inn, and they're about to take a rest. And Illiken and the rest of the party hear something outside, and Illiken opens the door and rushes out, closing the door behind them. The other three don't follow, and Illiken ends up walks down into what looks like an altar. Last we see of Illiken. The rest of the party opens the door and is like, where'd Illiken go? Don't see him, but they see someone being dragged down an alleyway, so they chase after them, and because it becomes like a little bit of a chase and a fight and a little bit of a battle. The person who they're chasing throws down a like magical like cloud of something that is kind of damaging to Maya, so she kind of backs out of the situation, and then they end up with the guard. So that's kind of where we set off, where the three of them are there. I believe we have Mortimer talking to was like trying to figure out if the doctor was, or if the guard was okay. And it looks like the guard's okay. And this is the guard that they had met previously. So the guard they had met at the orphanage and walked them back to the inn. They found out that there's a curfew, that they're not supposed to be out so late.
We broke it to rescue him, but I'm thinking he'll be cool with it.
Yeah.
You never know, though.
So where we leave off is we have Mortimer over the body of the guard. Had just done a medical check. It looks like the guard is still alive, but they need to see a doctor quite quickly, or they need some heals quickly. Rose is also has arrived over there, and Maya is kind of walking back or running back. I'm not sure what pace she's going at, but that's the scene that we're at. So I'm going to leave you all three. That was a lot of intro. Maybe I won't talk that much next time.
It's fine.
It's all good.
A lot happened.
Maybe going to anything interesting to talk about. All right, let's get into this.
I imagine the scene with the orphanage. It was like, I need an adult. I am an adult.
How it went.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone have any medical skills? I think he's wounded. Anyone?
I don't have, no.
What about your sister? Damn it. Let's get him back to the inn then.
Yeah.
But I'm far too weak. So that's just really sad.
So he goes to like pick up the body, but it's like he drops him. He like picks him up a little bit and then like fumbles a little bit. Not the best of the carrying. You notice that he's not having an easy time carrying.
My dump stat.
Same.
Yeah. It might take all of us.
Do one of you want to try and then another assist?
I'm the only one with strength.
I'm not here yet.
I know you're not here yet.
I know.
Is there anyone with strength?
We want to try and sister carry him.
Okay,
Sure.
so whoever's gonna lead and try to carry, whoever's assisting, roll first, and then whoever is gonna be the main person, if their assist goes well, I'll let you roll at advantage.
Is it just a strength roll?
Yeah. Yeah, roll at advantage.
Okay. Oh.
I was worried because it landed on a 2 for a second, and then it just kind of...
It went to a 12, you're good. Or not a 12, it looks like a 12 on the screen for some reason.
Yeah, it rolled a 12, but I have a -1.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You know when one person's carrying something higher than the other person? Yeah, it's kind of that. So, Maya, you go over, you grab the like under the armpits of this person, you put your arms in there and you start picking them up. And you're doing an all right job at it. But you lift up a little higher Oh no, you're shorter. You lift up, but you're not as tall as Rose, right? That's the way it was.
Yeah,
If I'm remembering right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're older, but you're not taller. You're not as tall as Rose. So Rose, when you grab the legs and you lift up, it's a little awkward, and the two of you are trying to manage while Mortimer's like, I don't know, holding this person's bum. I don't know, and it's a little awkward as you're coming out of this alleyway. Now, the alleyway that you went down, you guys ran pretty far, so it's going to take you a while to get back, and you're going pretty slow because you're carrying this body. So that's what we're going to see on that side. We're going to pan over to our other character. This character is coming into the town currently. What does he look like?
All right, so he's a Minotaur. He is. I couldn't decide on a height because I didn't know how tall Minotaurs should be, so I just said 7'10".
Yeah, I'll allow that.
I was like, that sounds about right anyway.
So I was like 8 foot. Like no, 8 foot sounds too tall. So 7'10". But so
How
he's
do you
a Minotaur.
pronounce your character's name?
Rodalock.
Rodalock. All right.
So Rodalock is a hulking Minotaur. He's kind of has a little more shaggy fur, you know, like a little. It's not like the thin fur you're used to seeing like Minotaurs. He is like a little thicker. He's got like about a beard kind of come down to here. That's all like braided into a beard, and braid. And he has his horns are. I don't know how to describe it, but they're like that. If you can see that, like. They kind of go out some, then kind of curve, then go out again. So they're kind of typical bull horns. They have an extra curve.
Okay, so they're kind of curvy.
Yeah, and then he has like kind of like a similar to my color hair fur, kind of like a lightish brown, like a blondish brown, like dirty blonde, and just has some. He's got a great axe on his back. He has a couple of just pauldrons with just straps attaching them, only the pauldrons, just general like not like the Roman like belt kilt things they used to wear. I can't remember what they're called, but has like kind of like just pants with some armor on them too, like his chest like completely bare, his arms are bare, just massive Minotaur.
As you're traveling into the town, what is the purpose for Rodalock? Why is he coming to High Helm?
Rodalock heard about the how there was children missing, and he was his heartstrings were pulled on by, let me get the name right, his deity Kiri Jolith. So he felt that he was being called to go help save these children. And so he's heard that this area is where he had to go. So he's just kind of starting from ground zero, just walking in like, all right, I'm going to help these kids. It's going to be great. Everything's going to be fine.
Is there a specific family or something that you heard specifically about that was missing children? Or just generally you've heard word of such things?
Just generally just heard word. And he sees himself as a protector of the weak and just like brotherhood, you know, kind of thing. Like everyone needs to look out for each other, and those who take advantage of others need help. So,
yeah. So as you're traveling into the town and you get closer and closer, the Spanish Inquisition. Not sure who your donation's for because there's not a comment. And Rage Shark, I'm guessing that's magic.
Nobody expects it. Spanish Inquisition.
I'm guessing that's wild magic, but I don't know who it's for. It's for Brodalock, and the other's for Maya. Okay.
Oh.
No, I can't. There's no comments, so This is really weird to me. I feel like last year the donations were more like it was actually putting the answers to the questions in there, and now it's not.
No.
Yeah, it was pretty. Like you never had an issue last year. It was
yeah,
like
I never
just,
had
like,
to ask. I could tell, so I don't know what's going on. I'll have to probably ask them what's going on with that. I had thought that you guys weren't.
The comments. and that's
Yeah, I
it.
thought you guys weren't putting questions. Or last year you didn't do questions, you just did comments.
Maybe
I
you
had
didn't have that extra question for who is it supposed to go to, so obviously we wouldn't have to add it into the comments.
Last year I did it too. You left yours blank. Okay, so Rage didn't do it right this time. That's fine. Trying to figure out what happened here, why it's not working.
I'm very scared.
But yeah, as you're walking into the city, you at first you walk towards the city from where you're from in the forest, and you can see the citadel, the High Helm Citadel, from quite far away. Even in the depths of the forest, you can see the spires from it from far away, and sometimes like the glint of the light of the suns sometimes hit the windows where there's intricate stained glass windows on the citadel. And at first you get into the town and it's like this residential area, and so there's all these little homes and abodes that you kind of walk past, and all the lights are off. Everything's quiet. And as you get closer into the town, you do see subtle lights, but the street is kind of clear and you don't see anyone traversing it. You see maybe little lights in the windows, but no one else. And as you start getting closer and closer, you hear something down the street. Little bit of a kerfuffle, and then you hear glass hit the floor and shatter. And then from the corner of your eye, you can see maybe there's someone running. You're not really sure. Roll me a perception check. Be your first roll of the day.
Hey, I'm betting on a natural one.
And then after you roll that perception check, roll me a 1d 10,000. Because we got the wild magic starting thanks to our raid strike. The Spanish Inquisition, you said you had a 20 for the DM and a 1 for Maya. Oh, 20. Nice. Thank you so much, the Spanish Inquisition. I will write that down in my handy dandy notebook.
So
And Maya, go ahead and write that natty one down. That's going to be your first roll. So how we do it is, if you have natty 1s or natty 20s, you have to use them first, because I want the users to use them. Otherwise, like, it makes they can just hoard them, and then it's not fun anymore. Then you don't get to watch them fail.
So who got the nat one?
Maya got
Okay.
the nat one.
All right. So I don't know if I have advantage on because I can't find the option here. So we'll just roll.
Probably don't have advantage on perception.
I mean, I don't have like the toggle thing on the sheet.
Oh,
So-
let me turn that on for you.
Yeah, because I'm afraid it's
So
gonna
you
roll
have to
advantage.
basically, you go to the little cog next to spells, and then you
Yeah.
change this to query. Oh, I already did it for you.
Cool. Okay.
So-
I wanted to make sure. Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah,
So.
click perception and then not on advantage. So you
Oh,
just hit-
awesome.
So is Inquisition the kid that Maya beat up?
No, you don't know who Maya beat up.
I want to roll.
You didn't see the kid, and Maya didn't even ask the kid's name.
She just needed to know what she needed to know. The kid's
Maya
irrelevant.
tackled this kid, threatened his life, doesn't even know the kid's name.
The name is Victim.
Pretty much.
Mortimer has only seen her do a bunch of terrible things, so I don't think
It's
Mortimer.
not helping his perception on Drow at all.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
What do I
15,
roll?
and then
1D1,000.
roll me a 1d 10,000. So you just do /R
10,000.
space 1d 10,000.
Yeah, I remember that part. I just didn't know it was a 10,000.
Ooh, that's
Ooh,
high.
higher the number, the more dangerous it gets.
Let's go.
Ravioli, ravioli.
As my friend does. Mini dab.
Roll me a 1d4.
Oh no.
Route row rack. Okay.
I die.
That doesn't really change much for you, so nothing changes. You're fine.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
He turned to a big cow. Wait a second.
no, you're fine.
Okay.
So what it was that you roll 1d4 and you get that many irises and pupils.
Oh.
That's freaky.
So I would have waited until you met the other characters, and then I would have told you what it was. But you're fine. Nothing changes. You're fine.
That's freaky.
that was a very lucky wild magic for you.
Immediately comes in. Oh, that felt weird. Okay.
Yeah, actually, as you're looking out there with a 15, you see a person wearing a black cloak. They go running down an alleyway, and they duck and they disappear, and you can't see where they went. To the left of you, to left of where they ran, that's where you heard the glass shatter, and you see a cloud of smoke kind of slowly trickling into the alleyway, like down the street from you. Like you could run over to it if you wanted.
So is this person look like they're running away from the gas?
You can't see where they went now. But yeah, it looked like they ran away from the gas.
Okay, that's what I meant, yeah. So, knowing him, he's probably like, oh, someone's in danger. I go help, and he just runs towards the gas.
And you're going to fully book it?
Oh yeah, full speed.
Yeah, you fully book it down until you see a cloud of smoke. It's slowly dissipating. Are you going to walk through it? It's like green. It's like a green. But it's lightly. It's like kind of fading. So it looks like it's maybe dissipating now. And you can kind of see on the other side, there's like another person who's cloaked, and they're walking away. Or Maya, are you running or walking?
Walking.
Okay, you see them walking away.
So they don't look hurried at all.
Not that you can tell.
We're moving very slowly because
Okay.
we're carrying a body.
Roll me a perception check. Because there's a cloud, there's a puff of green cloud in front of you. And you do see with a 9, it's too, you can't tell if they're running away, they're moving hastily, or you just see a figure. You see a cloaked figure on the other side of this green, hazy smoke. You do see the glass shattered, so you can kind of see that someone must have thrown something down, and that's what this thing has caused.
Are there ways around, or just straight through?
Straight through.
Book
I mean, you
it,
could go around the
straight through.
block if you want. That could be potential, but then the other person might not be there when you come back around.
Yep, straight through, booking it.
Roll me a fortitude save.
Constitution save?
Constitution.
Yeah.
This is going to be horrifying for us.
Yep.
Ooh, a nat 5. Ooh.
Ooh,
+5, 5 + 5, ooh.
That's
if you stay in this, you will take damage, but I think, we'll roll.
But say my speeds when full dashing is 80, so
That's again horrifying.
I rolled the wrong thing.
he's full on booking it. He's not walking through, he's full on booking it.
You take 4 damage initially, but if you stay in it, you will continue to take damage.
Alrighty, so how far so I just initially went in, and how deep is it?
You can fully go through it. What's your movement speed? It's like 50 or something stupid.
It's 40 right now, and then if I dash, it's 80. So yeah.
With 80, you're out of there. You're fine.
He's booking it towards the guy that
You book it. Maya, you don't see this, but behind you, a huge 7'5" or something like this minotaur
7'10",
comes
yeah.
rushing out. Rose, you can see this. Mortimer, roll me a perception check because you're old.
Okay.
Maya has picked up a what?
Hey, you gotta get some kind of things for being old.
That's ageist.
I mean, D&D is ageist and racist. Let's be honest.
That's very true. That's
Okay,
very
with a 10.
true.
You can't see what it is, but there is a large figure that is behind Maya.
Oh, good, a big fellow who can help us lift the body. Come over here, young man.
Seeing him charge in like that, I think Rose immediately basically just Monster Hunter dives to the side.
Mortimer, you might want to change your color of your dice because it.
Oh, okay.
Cool. So, sorry. Go ahead. What were you gonna do, Rose?
Oh, she basically just Monster Hunter dives off to the side, out of the path.
Roll me, I guess acrobatics.
I guess.
Please be low.
Oh, well.
Just face plants into a trash bin or
Something
something.
like a 6 or something.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Rose, tell me what happens here.
I think that since we're trying to carry the guy,
Oh
she
no!
like just lets go of him And when she goes to dive, her feet just get tangled up with his, and then she face plants.
How high are you guys carrying? How tall are you?
I think Rose is 5'5".
Ooh.
Your character's 5'5". I'm trying to figure out. So you were holding the legs. You were holding them higher. We're on this side, and Maya was on the other side.
Yeah. Maya's like 5'2", right?
You're probably carrying him 4 feet.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like every 10 foot they take damage, right, or something like that.
Yeah. I think
Uh,
so.
So
I have no idea.
yeah,
I don't
let's just do 1d4. Roll me a 1d4 for how much damage the guard takes.
God,
Remember, the guard is like dying.
It's gonna be-
He's
gonna be
bleeding
4.
out right now.
We're just gonna unintentionally kill
2.
him.
Okay. I will note that the guard has taken 2 more damage.
Dead.
Sorry.
Cool.
I'm not sorry. This is hilarious.
No,
Unknown Chief, he only had 2 HP to begin with.
Oh my god, it's so good. Yeah. So we have we have that happen. You drop him, you book it, or you dodge in, and you kind of like hit your head on like the side of like a trash bin that you like go and tumble into. And now you guys can all talk. This is it. That's all I got. Except for Maya, who's gonna roll me a 1d10,000.
All right.
Rose, are you okay?
Oh.
I want to see this is now. I was going to
Wait.
talk, but
Oh my god, it's 1,000. I thought it was a 10,000. I was like, oh my
yeah,
god.
no, I had a moment. I was like, oh dear God.
I was like, I think 10,000 is like you blow up or something.
Yeah,
so.
Was that
I
the world-ending one?
yeah. If I remember correctly, yeah, it
Oh,
was
Maya?
10,000 was.
Roll me a 1d1000.
Okay. Oh, but go on.
Okay.
I've
I'm gonna let you know.
That's how many new irises you get.
Oh my
Oh
god.
My god, hold on a second. I have to write this down.
You
643.
just become a bee. Like a fly, you know, with all the
Maya, what is your favorite weapon that you always use?
The rapier.
Rapier? Your rapier is now 643 years in the past.
Well,
What?
You no longer have it.
Oh no.
Oh no. So
So
Rose
when you
just
go, so
face
remove
plants.
remove it from your character sheet. When you go to use it, it's not gonna be there anymore.
Oh god.
But you might not know now, because like in character you might not know yet, because you haven't gone to grab it yet.
Rip.
So Rage Strike has disarmed you. Thank you, Rage Strike, for that. I hope that makes up for the previous one where he ends up with the same amount of pupils and irises he had before.
You are exactly normal.
I think that is the most thorough disarming I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
not just
I don't
out
know.
of your
you
hands, it's
don't
out
need
of
it
your
there,
century.
Over lost his arms once.
Yeah.
Okay,
her rapier is officially now way older than she is.
Okay, it just says let's try this again, Rage. So who is it for? Yeah, I think I'm not getting the answer to my question, which is unfortunate.
Right, it's not the question, just the comments. Just type in the comments. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, thank you. That's so weird. So maybe I should just put the question in the description of the reward.
Yeah.
And just have
Delete
people.
delete the comment of the question bit, and then just
Yeah, I'll do that for next. So next Wednesday, the question bit won't be in there. It'll be in the description. And then if you don't put it in your comment, then I will choose. How about that? Okay, cool. Thank you all. So that is for Brodluck. Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you, Rage Strike, and thank you to the Spanish Inquisition. I never thought I'd be saying that one. For the chaos. There's still more to come.
Are you saying you didn't expect it?
he hears that so
I will let you all
often.
continue. Sorry. Save the other wild magic for a moment.
What are you doing, this poor man?
Oh, he's hurt. Can you
Did you hurt
carry
him?
No. Well, we dropped him just now, but
Well, Rose
are
looks
you a doctor by any chance?
completely terrified. We're helping him.
I don't have anything.
Are minotaurs like a thing that people know about? Like, is that something that people see?
Roll me for you, maybe a nature check. Or history. I'll allow history or a nature for this.
That's all.
All right.
I was like, I would roll, but then it's a nat one either way. So,
With a 23, you rolled history. You went with history for that.
Yeah.
Mortimer, you have heard of these creatures before in books and stories and such, but you haven't necessarily experienced seeing one with your own eyes, even on all the amazing adventures that you have been through in your entire life. You've maybe seen one of them, maybe in passing, but you probably didn't like interact with them at all. And Rose, I will say this is up to you whether you have seen one before or not, with a 23, but you've definitely heard of them before. You've read books about them, you've seen them in studies. I think as you are a sorcerer, you've probably heard that some of their body parts have been used in spells and such, by wizards and other. They are kind of rare, so you're not going to see them roaming around everywhere, but they usually, at least in this world, kind of stick together in like their crew. They have a family like that they live with, and they worship the same god, and they're very like religious creatures, and they kind of stay to themselves and don't really bother with others. At least in this world. You've probably heard that they are in the forest to the north of High Helm. That's where probably the most people have seen them and heard of things that they've done. All good things for the most part. They aren't creatures that like go out of their way to do evil things, but they're primarily, they might do bad things that they think they're doing them for the right reason. Like killing people or something of that sort, but they're usually only trying to harm people who are harming other people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're good. Got it.
I think she takes a minute to collect herself. She's like, he needs help. He was injured. Someone was dragging him in here.
She just picks him up, the old man.
Oh, that's handy.
I think Rose kind of cringes at the roughness.
As you go to pick him up, Brodalock, roll me a 1d10,000.
Haha, yay.
he suddenly gets heavier for no reason.
He becomes iron.
Oh,
Or you gain super strength and you just throw him into the air.
Accidentally yeet the guard, just
Yeet.
That would be real sad.
this
You're not-
guard's knocked out.
What kind of weaponry are you carrying?
Just a great axe on my back.
You don't have any like thrown weapons?
Nope.
Just
Just
the
the one
guy.
axe.
Okay, nothing happens to you. What it does say is that any missile weapons now carried by the target have 10 times normal range. I was going to change that to be any. I was going to change it to any ranged weapon that you had 10 times range. But you have no ranged weapons on you, so you get nothing.
Dang, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that
It's
would
like-
have been cool.
It's like they're over there, 2 miles away.
I was gonna see what weapons you had and be like, which one makes the most sense, and I would have given it to you, but you don't have
Oh,
any.
that's sad.
Rage
I have
strike-
daggers.
Rage Strike's like, I give up. He keeps trying to give things to Brodalock, and nothing happens. He's
Give up.
immune. He's
Guitar.
immune.
I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have javelins, but I was like, nah, I'm just gonna buy my own stuff, and then didn't get them.
Yeah, I do allow the players to roll for
Yeah.
their income instead of going with like the default stuff. So now that we
Alright.
found out that Cathanis is immune, you pick up you pick up the guard and you start carrying him as Maya's or as Rose is trying to explain. He's hurt. We're just trying to get him to help.
I help up Rose.
I said, We're
Where do
going
you need
to
to go?
the inn. It's over there.
He starts walking.
I mean, unless you know of a healer nearby.
Nope.
All right. You all walk towards the inn. You make your way to the inn and wing open the door. Kathanis, can you change your name in game so that it actually has your character's name? I have to keep looking. Brodalok, you go and carry the body in. There's nowhere for you to really place it other than maybe on top of a table. So if you want to, you could put him on a table. The one person who's there at like night shift is like, whoa, what? No. If you harmed that guard, take him out of here. We don't want any of this business.
He's fine.
He's not fine, but
He's fine. He's not fine, but he's fine.
Roll me a persuasion check.
I have a 1, so that's not happening.
Let's see. Roll me
just-
it. Let's see how it goes. How
That's-
persuasive you are
okay.
about this.
I was gonna say Brolock would insist too that he needs medical help now.
Yeah, let's see how sad I am. But it's actually good.
9. Okay. Yeah, you're just like, it's fine. He's fine. And the guy is like, no, you can't take them in here. We can't have this type of thing in our establishment. We've already had people harmed before. We can't have this again.
Look,
Where does he go?
just set him on the table. He'll be fine.
The person's like trying to get through and trying to like usher you guys to take this guy out of their inn.
Look, if you want to be the one to take the guard out of this big boy's hands, go ahead. I'm not going to stop.
Yeah, I
you.
just do the snort, like the.
You're more than welcome to try to stop him.
I
I'm not going to stop
don't want
you.
any. I don't want any.
And we don't.
He's
don't want any-
dying.
Yeah. He's.
Where
What
do
do
we
you
go
think?
then? If we
What do you
don't
want?
bring him here, where do we go?
Oh, to healer?
Well, do you know of a
I'm new in town. Where's the healer?
I guess I will roll for this person to see if they know where a healer is. They're the night shift person. All they're supposed to do is make sure that, like, you know, if someone comes down and wants a glass of water, that they have a glass of water, or if there's someone who needs a room. They're like, I don't know. There's a church. There's a smaller church. Obviously, there's a church, but
Spit it out.
It's 4 blocks down.
He just books it then.
But you can't have them
Turn-
here. We can't have another person. We can't. Not a guard. What will this look like? Did anyone see you? And he like kind of moves his way through you all, opens the door, looks outside, and looks around. If his perception check is,
Brolock's gone. Once he said 4 blocks, Brolock just books it.
he looks around to see if there's anybody. He sees nobody. He turns around. He's like, he takes a deep sigh. And he's like, if you want to heal him here, if one of you are healers, heal him here. But you need to take him to a room. You can't. People can't see this.
I mean, Brolock's already gone. He already booked it when he said 4 blocks away. So he just
Okay.
turned around and ran.
Okay, you're gonna go. Do you all follow?
Yeah, Rose does.
Okay.
Brolock does not wait around when someone else's life's on the line. He just.
Rose
4
will definitely have
blocks.
questions
we're
later
supposed to
about
go
what
after
happened.
curfew. It's nighttime.
You don't have to go. I'm just checking to see who else goes.
I think Maya's gonna go. She'll go.
Okay. And then Mortimer, you're thinking you're gonna stay?
I think I'm gonna stay. Yeah.
Okay. Mortimer stays. The 3 of you kind of rush after as Brodalok runs down super fast, carrying this body. Mortimer, what are your plans?
I sit down, relax, because I was just in a fight and, adventuring, which I haven't done in a while. So I'm tired. And when I'm, recovered enough to go up the stairs, I go up the stairs and go to sleep
Okay.
because it's nighttime.
Before you go up the stairs, the gentleman's like, as he just watches all this happen, he's like, what happened to that guard?
Oh, that's very interesting. You see, our friend Illiken, he opened the door here, and then he stepped through the door and he was just gone. And we opened the door again to see where he'd gone, and we didn't see him, but we did see the guard being chased. Oh, dragged away. And then we chased him.
Did you see who dragged him away? Maybe they took your friend too.
What friend?
Did you find your friend?
Whose friend?
Said your friend went through the door.
Did he? Oh, maybe I should go after him.
You should get some sleep.
Yes, that does sound good. It's late, I think. It's nighttime, right?
It is, and be out this late.
I remember the guard saying that there was a curfew. Harold was his name. Good man. Very good man.
That who's on the table?
Yes, I think so. Oh, he's hurt. What happened to him?
I think your friends are gonna get him help. You should go to bed. And he kind of like motions you up the stairs, and then you walk up the stairs. Meanwhile, running.
Before we do that, I take off my coat and I say,
Oh, I'm tired. Here, Wendy, you hold this for me.
and I like hand it out to drop it, but then something catches it and it follows me.
The cloak
Nice.
follows you? Okay.
Yeah.
What's holding the cloak up?
Unseen servant.
Nice.
I love Mortimer so much.
He's so good, right?
Oh, I have a friend. Oh, I should go after him.
It's so good. Rodalock, you are booking it down the alleyway so fast.
Like with the ball. Just
Yeah, you're holding this body of this guard who's actually wearing some armor, but you're carrying him. You're not able to run at your full pace because you're carrying him, but you're able to run fairly quickly. As you're running, really dark. There are maybe a few light posts here and there, but they're very dim and it's quite dark. The two of you open the door and go to chase him, and you're rushing after him. Probably not as quickly as at his pace, but you're able to catch up because he's also carrying somebody. And you make your way until you find this building that looks a little bit worn down. It's not quite as beautiful as the main citadel that you've all seen and heard of, but it is kind of this small church that looks very humble. It has 3 windows at the front of it on one side, and another window on the right hand side, and a little door with a archway above it. It's not amazingly decorated or anything like that. Like the citadel, you know, has like these beautiful stained glass windows and things of the sort. It's very humble. And are you just gonna like rush in through, or are you gonna knock, or you're muted?
You're muted.
Knowing Brodalock, he'd probably just... Sorry, my dog's freaking out because it's thundering. Knowing Brodalock, he would probably just try to bust open the door and just rush in.
Knock on the door?
No, bust in.
He bust in. Okay, I thought you said he would knock it. Knock and not bust in. Okay. Yeah, you just open the door. It's not like 2 doors, it's just one small humble door. You bust in, open it. As you push the door open, as quiet as it was outside, it is just as quiet in. When you open the door, you see 3 pews on each side that are in a row, and a little like passageway in between the pews. Way at the end, you see an altar and like a little stand to the right hand side where probably a priest might speak or priestess might speak. Above it is like this tapestry that has some kind of like decoration on it that looks as though it's probably of the patron that they all serve.
Would I know the patron?
Roll me a history.
Straight roll. Let's go. Aha.
No, you don't. It's not yours. But you probably would assume, just as everyone else would assume here, that it might be, as High Helm is known for worshiping Helm.
Yeah.
Plot twist.
That's where the main that's what the main citadel is. But it might not be, as it is a much smaller church, so you're not really certain. Actually, there's a religion check, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I meant for religion, not history.
It'd have been the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, so that would have been a religion check, not a history check.
That's fine.
I was like, actually, I think I just made you roll the wrong thing.
It's a 5 no matter
that's
what.
my fault.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's what you see when you come in. You don't see any people
Hello?
out.
I stomped my foot with the hoof, you know.
Yeah, your hoof hits the hardwood floor. You kind of make this loud sound, and it resonates in this room because this room has like high vaulted ceilings, and there's nothing in it other than the pews and this tapestry and the thing. And in the far back, in a back corner next to where the altar is and where the stand is, where someone might speak, you hear a little creaking of a door go. And the door opens up, and someone starts walking out of that room.
Brodolok starts walking towards him. The second he hears the creaking, he just starts, "This man needs help. Please, help him."
What? It looks like they might have just woken up. What are you doing here?
Can you heal him?
What happened to him?
We
I
saw
look over.
somebody dragging him into an alley.
You walk into the door. What did you say, Rose?
We saw somebody dragging him into an alley. We chased them away, but we didn't get a good look. He's injured.
Here, put him down on the pew.
Brodolok gently puts him down.
Let me see. And he puts his hands over the body of this fellow and he's gonna roll a medicine check. Out.
He has 4 irises.
He's like poisoned. Did you see who did this to him? Or what?
Unfortunately, the individual is cloaked. Didn't really get a good look at him. I got a few stabs in, but that was about it.
I just saw someone running away.
A little shocked. Okay. And he goes back into the room, comes back out. He has like a couple different things with him, and like maybe a little bit of tinctures, and he starts he puts like a blanket over the guard, and then kind of tries to lift up his head and get him to drink this, whatever this is, you're not sure. And he's like, "This won't last very long, but it should be enough to help him. Do you know who he is?"
He's one of the city guards. Harold, I believe his name was.
A surname, do you know?
No, we didn't talk to him all that much. He just escorted us to the inn.
I haven't seen him in the church before, but hopefully we can find where his family's at. It was good you brought him here. But I'm not certain I'll be able to help him fully.
Where can we take him?
Someone from the Citadel, or...
Everyone keeps saying these places, and I just came here. I don't know what these places are.
Wouldn't move the body if I were you. He needs rest. But
So what?
someone from the Citadel, or... maybe Patricia. She might know. She's a alchemist. Our shop opens in the morning.
Will you be
Yeah,
fine
that
till
one.
then?
Both talked at the same time, sorry.
Good.
Oh, okay. Will you be fine till then?
Can't say. This type of poison is not something that I'm familiar with.
And could we get someone from the Citadel now, do you think?
He shuts down. I'm surprised they let you out at night.
I'm not sure letting us out is exactly the word to use for it.
Wait, the city shuts down tonight?
He looks questioningly
know.
at you. And
I
he's
know,
like,
right?
what do you mean they didn't let you?
Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it.
I just walked into town. I have no idea what's going on.
Clearly, it shows.
The two of us heard a commotion outside of the inn, and we went out and saw him being dragged, so we gave chase. That's why we're out.
Doing good work. Who?
You see Brodalock put a symbol around. It's a small like brass bison horn, and he just says, "I worship Kirjolith, the bison of heaven."
Oh boy, religious nut.
How close are you to him?
I don't know. Did you hear her murmur it?
You probably hear her unless she's trying to hide it. Are you trying to hide it?
So my passive perception is 13.
I probably not. Like, if he like, it's probably one of those, like, she says it, but it's like more of if he listened, like, tried to listen, yeah, he would hear it.
I'm just gonna have his tail hit you in the face.
Oh, yeah.
Rose smirks.
Sorry, it has a mind of its own.
That sounds like a problem.
The priest kind of waits to hear from ladies, but then when they don't say anything for a bit of time, he doesn't pressure. Seems you're trying to do good. Welcome to stay here for the night. Wouldn't recommend leaving, and for you, recommend that stay indoors. You're new to the town, we have a curfew of sorts.
Why?
There have been things of this sort that have been happening. Kind of points over to the gentleman who's sleeping. This isn't the first time something...
Yeah, no, he made a remark. Guard made a remark like that when he was escorting us.
He was escorting you? I thought you said you found him.
Yes and yes.
Earlier in the night, we weren't aware of the curfew as we're new in the city as well, and so he brought us to our inn, and shortly after I ambushed. Oh,
Well. Hopefully we can get him help. Help he needs. Very interesting, all of these new people in town. What brings you here? He kind of looks at you all a bit judgingly. Like he's looking you all up and down and like seeing what's on you. And for a moment, like he's finally has a moment to like look at you all and see what's before him. He's a little maybe afraid.
Murdoch's just been like stroking his braided beard, like
Before he
just,
was
like-
all caught up in like the catching the, you know, helping this gentleman and the ruckus of it all. And now he's like, what is in my church right now?
A minotaur and two drow walk into a church.
I'm here to save the children.
You've heard about them.
Mm-hmm.
children, though.
It's not.
People have gone missing. Weird things have been happening. Building. Down. There one day.
So if you have a curfew protect you from this, but your buildings are disappearing, it seems like the curfew doesn't really help much if entire buildings are going away. It sounds like if your building goes away again, if you have, say, 50 people in it, then the building and 50 people go away.
I wouldn't think too hard on that.
Young man, it's not that. Because he's not sure if you are a man. But then he just continues talking. And then he's like, it's more than just buildings going missing. I've noticed it happens more at nighttime. Lights. Just at night we can a bit better if they're in. Keep an eye on them. Especially the children.
Okay. Aye.
But it's not just buildings. Just the children. 2 weeks ago. The birds just fell from the sky.
Does Brodlock believe him?
Guess roll an insight check to see if you think that he's telling the truth or not. Yeah, you believe him.
All these fives are rolling tonight, man.
You can change your color. Change your color to anything but green.
Birds, mine are blue. But yeah, you're right. Birds don't typically just fall from the sky for no reason.
They fell in. Thousands. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just a flock of them. It was.
It was like a big old radius, just.
Yeah.
When did this all start?
Well. Records in the library would probably. More accurate. Track of such, but look, pulls out, goes back to the room. It comes back out with like a brown leathered book and latches it. You can see that in the center he has like a little cloth or something that's like holding his face, and he flips it open and all the pages kind of flips to a few pages until he gets to a point where he sees what he's looking for. And does the date and time. Captured dates and times by suns and moons. Basically, it comes down to be about 4.
So fairly recent.
These occurrences, yes.
You have no idea what could have brought them on? Like, was there any peculiar people coming into town? Was there like a traveling circus? Was it like a giant curse?
And as if like he needs to whisper, as if someone might be listening. He says, think done the realms coming for to make us pay, to Don't worship. Pay for what they.
Oh, we're not doing this, are we?
Brain's cutting out? Oh, okay. Sorry.
I don't think that would be true for if the gods were coming after us. Or the worshippers would not also be punished, like you just said. Sounds like everyone is happening to.
Are you sure it's not some wizard or anything just messing up?
And he just points to who is your character again? Forgot.
Maya.
Maya just points to Maya.
Not everything is religious nonsense.
Maya.
Is it not the gods who protect us? Who keep us safe?
Clearly there's other forces at work here. It's not just your gods. Magic is a thing.
You think someone is doing this? Some magic user?
Maybe. You never know.
Then
You
the
can't
gods
just
will
pre-
make them pay for it. If it is.
That is why I am here.
That is why you... Go ahead.
I have been sent by Kiwi Jolith to come help.
He looks at you, and he doesn't seem certain of what you're saying is true, but doesn't question it verbally.
Sometimes you gotta just do stuff on your own. You can't just assume the gods are gonna smite them. Clearly something's going on and people are just gonna not do anything about it.
You think
So?
that we are sitting by and watching as our children and our family members go missing?
Clearly.
Or not? No. This is why we've set up a curfew, to keep people safe. This is why we've increased the guardsmen.
Clearly it's not working.
Yes, because the guards keep going missing too.
Well, it looks like one of your issues is hopefully solved, at least for tonight. And if what they say is true, the person I saw running away had something to do with this, we at least have somewhat of a lead.
What did you see?
A person running away, like I just told you.
Yes. But that does not give us direction, does not give us a hint at who they might be. What were they wearing? What did they look like? Think. And he points at his head, kind of very condescendingly, telling you think, you idiot.
Brodawalk does this kind of thing where a tall person kind of just does this, you know?
Yeah. I got you.
Gets to his eye level.
Roll me intimidation, just to see how. Not that you're trying to
I know, yeah.
scare him fully, but just to see how intimidating you are to him.
6. Cool. Joy.
Not
Yeah.
deal with your bull.
You do this macho manly bovine kind of stance, but he doesn't
Bovine.
he doesn't seem phased by it. Perhaps maybe it's because he doesn't care what what your idle threats might be to him. He stands his ground as you lean forward and puff up your chest a bit and
Just
flex your arms.
crouch and
Yeah.
look at him eye level, and it says eye level. Just saying, I have seen many things. I have stopped many things. The person ran away the direction. I'm not familiar with this town. I saw a man injured. Their priority is the injured person. Save a life rather than trying to run and take one. Perhaps this is a method you should follow instead of questioning people trying to save people.
Or perhaps it is the gods bringing you to me. And he not only looks at you, but he looks at the other two. Perhaps there is a reason we have all come together this night. Perhaps we will be the ones who stop this. The evildoers from doing whatever it is they are doing.
I thought
We'll
we
figure
couldn't
out-
go out.
You just leave?
I thought we couldn't go out. Thought we had a curfew.
I'm not saying tonight. This will take time. We must figure out what this poison is. In the morning. You must go to Patricia. I will give you a sample. Take it to her. Figure out what this poison is. Perhaps we can find out where it is from or how these perpetrators have gotten it.
All right. He just looks back to the twins and say, "Do you all know Patricia is? People keep saying names, and like I know them." And
The most all of you know is that he said it is an alchemist that has her shop, like about three streets down. Is what he has said. That's all all three of you know. They also don't know because they're new to the town.
Okay, I didn't remember that. I'm just like, people keep saying names and phrases.
That's fine.
And
I just wanted to reference that before the two spoke.
Okay.
Oh, I was just gonna make a snide comment. It's fine.
He asked the two of you that.
Oh, do we know about the alchemist?
I just told you what you know.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the. He told us, alchemist nearby.
Well, at least we know where we're going for once. All right.
right.
Well, I guess we're hunkered down here for the night then.
You're hunkered down. I'm leaving this place. And she just goes to leave.
The priest will kind of grab your arm and be like, I wouldn't advise that.
Just stay here for now, please.
Look, I don't want to be here with clearly the people that pray to something that's not going to answer them. I would rather go back to the inn where it's nice and cozy and at least I can deal with someone that has some level of faculty. Granted, the old man is losing them, but I'd rather deal with him than this.
He still holds your arm and he's like, perhaps you do not believe now, but maybe you will believe someday.
You keep telling yourself that, and she'll kind of like jerk her arm away from him.
The gods bring us together to help one another. It is not just faith that will get us through this. It is the actions we take.
My
Because of our
actions will
faith.
help myself, not anyone else. If I do anything, it is for my benefit, not anyone else's. And then she'll just leave.
He points back at the altar near where the fellow is, and he yells out to you, and he's like, "That is not true. What I have witnessed here tonight is that you can do something for others and not just yourself."
She'll flip him off and just leave.
What?
He turns.
Bitch.
I know. But
We need a mature rating on this show.
Rose chases after because she's not letting her sister walk home. And
I'm guessing she's walking like at a normal pace. She's not rushing. He grabs your arm as you run off, or as you walk past him. He's like, "You shouldn't go out there. Like I told her, it is dangerous. You saw what happened to this man."
And that's why I have to go. I have to keep her from ending up like that. As usual.
You must keep safe.
I'll try to. She's an idiot, but she's my sister.
We can't choose our family sometimes.
And she just...
At least not the ones we're born into. If the two of you need a safe haven or a place to stay in the future, I will be here. And if you can find out... And he like grabs a little vial and he hands it to you. And he's like, if you find out what this is, or where it's from, maybe that will be the clue we need.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, is it the vial of poison stuff they found? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all of this. Goodbye. Gods protect you.
He nods, and he slides the vial, but he also slides a little necklace with an emblem on it, and you walk away.
Do you have anything to cook in here with? I haven't eaten in like hours.
As he closes the door, he hears you say that, and he's like, He smiles. Come with me. And the two of you walk into this small back room. So you see like the altars behind you as you turn, but there's a little tiny staircase behind the altar through the door. And you walk up, and there's a small room atop the...
How small? Because I'm freaking huge.
Yeah, you have to duck as you're walking in. The ceiling's probably like maybe 6 foot, so you are ducking down. As you get into the room, the ceiling is the same. It's about 6 foot. So it is pretty cozy. But inside, you see a little cot and a tiny little like makeshift. I wouldn't call it a kitchen, but it looks like that's maybe what he uses it for, and a small table that can sit one. But the two of you could maybe squeeze around in that, especially if you're sitting down. But the table is like, it's not very big.
Oh yeah,
you are very big. This room is like a hobbit room for you, basically. But for a normal human, it would not be that weird.
I'd be sitting down, I can just kind of like cross-legged and leaning up back against the wall.
Yeah, and he kind of goes and starts making stuff.
I'm only I'm vegetarian. Only vegetables, please.
He kind of has like a questioning look, but is like, all right. And then he kind of puts together a little broth, and the two of you drink or eat the broth. Well, drink it. It's like he pours it into like little cups, and you kind of like drinking it while you're talking. And he kind of asks you more questions about like, well, where did you come from? You said you're new here in town.
Pull up my background because I don't remember a lot of it. I am from the city of Serene. It's a smaller town that was like a spiritual hub for Kirijolith. That is their singular deity there.
And how did you hear of our town? Well, everyone has heard of Highhelm, but how did you hear of what was happening here? Has word traveled so quickly?
As I was training, I overheard the priests talking about just some missing children, some crazy mishaps going on, and I had just felt a tugging to go and help. It seemed like whenever I listen and I follow those small yearnings, it seems where Kirijil is leading.
He kind of looks at you, and he looks like he's examining you. And
he just does the...
He just like, He just like kind of makes all these like interesting noises as he's listening to your conversation. Anytime you mention another god, it's a little, he like seems a little like judgy about it, but then he like, kind of takes it in, and he's listening. He's a very good listener, and kind of the two of you just continue your conversation as the night passes. You sleep in the church. He offers you, a pillow with like chicken feathers in it, and a little bit of a little blanket that he has that looks like it's been hand knitted. He'd offer you his bed, but I think you wouldn't fit in it.
Just the ground anyways.
Yeah, and you fall asleep. And we will return after this break with the two ladies in the night. Not ladies of the night. Two ladies that are in the running around in the night still. And we'll just pan over to Mortimer snoring. We'll see you all after this very short break, and we'll be right back. Hello everyone, welcome back from our break. We are going to go right back into it. Everyone has pottied and drank some water, and we're ready. Hopefully you all have too, because it's good to get up. But we were bringing it back in, and what we just saw happen was Maya stormed out of the church, not really caring so much for what the priest had to say, and Rose kind of went after her, but before leaving, talked very kindly with the priest and was given some kind of vial as well as like a little medallion of some sort or talisman or something like that, and she's going off after her sister. Whereas Brodalock was sleeping in the church and kind of taking some time eating with the priest and getting to know him. But before we pan over to the sisters, I believe we had another donation. Oh, no. Never mind. This is for somebody else. Caldi, I got you. Thank you. Thank you, girl, for the donation. We'll get to yours in a bit, actually. Not quite yet. I thought it was for a different person. So we'll pan over to the two sisters. Rose, you catch up with your sister Maya. She's kind of walking, not at a quick pace, but as like a casual, like, fuck you, priest. I'm gonna go out into the night because I don't care about your god. If something comes at me, I got my rapier. I'll stab them. Oh, wait, I don't have that anymore. She doesn't know that yet, though. But go ahead.
Just kind of, Maya turns around and notices Rose. It's just like, so you didn't want to stay?
I did.
You could have. You're more than welcome to.
You could have too.
I chose not to. I can do what I want, and you can do what you want. If you want to deal with the nutter, go for it.
I am.
Clearly.
Let's just go. He's trying to help us.
I know, but that doesn't mean he has to preach to us, too. That nonsense about the gods or whatever.
You're not entirely wrong, but...
Oh, don't tell me you're actually listening to that, Croc.
I don't know. Well, honestly, I just don't know.
Listen. At this, you should just rely on your own skill. You shouldn't have to worry about some being or whatever controlling your fate or whatever. It's... Granted, I would have preferred if you had learned how to actually fight better. Like, it's nice that you're doing magic, but there's a lot better things you can do too, you know?
I didn't choose the magic. It happened to me.
Oh, I know. But that doesn't mean you could have not done anything else. Just because something chooses you doesn't mean you can't go out and do your own thing.
I have to be able to control it, or it'll end up controlling me. You know the kinds of things that can happen with it.
I know, begrudgingly. But
Learning more is the only way I'm going to be able to control it. If even then.
I think you're doing pretty okay so far, but again,
I'm trying.
that's all that I ask. Look, I may not approve of you, like, this magic deal that you got going on, but you still are my sister. If I don't know anything about it, but if I can help, just again.
I know.
Yeah.
You came here with me.
Yeah. I don't think dealing with this is just a situation though. People are going missing here. Don't get me wrong, this is exciting, but this is also going to be annoying. I just got a feeling.
It's probably not going to be easy, whatever we have to do.
But I mean, it's going to be an adventure. Gives us something to tell Mom about.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll be interested to hear all about this.
Oh, yes. But as much as I enjoy being outside and it being quiet, we should probably head somewhere.
Yeah, we should go back to the inn.
Indeed.
All right, and the two of you walk back to the inn. So nothing happens. You're fine. You get back to the inn. You're able to get to your room. The gentleman, when you walk in, kind of wakes up like he fell asleep, and he acts like he was like awake the entire time, like you wrestled him awake. And Mortimer, as the morning rises and you all wake up, roll me a 1d10,000, and this is coming to you from Kaldi. Thank you, Kaldi.
Oh no!
That's a high one. Oh,
no.
this is weird.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know how this plays out, other than like it's gonna be weird for all of you. Mortimer, you wake up, and I mean, for you this happens all the time, but you look around and everything seems like it's in a weird place. What you're actually seeing is everything's reversed. So where the wall was before is on the other side. It's a little strange. For Maya and Rose, as you both awaken, I'm certain. Are you both sharing a room?
Would
I'm-
Maya be willing to?
Sure.
Okay. You awaken and you swear that you were sleeping on that side and now you're on the other. It's like everything is reversed and mirrored, like it's swapped. Like the door is on a different side than it was before, the desk is on a different side than it was, both of your beds are swapped. The entire inn, the Vulgar Viper Tavern, everything is different. When you all go down out of your rooms, because there was like that, you remember that balcony, and then it went down into the main area, it's swapped to the other side. Everything's reversed.
I don't remember this stuff anyway.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
for you, Mortimer, I'm just gonna pan over you first. It all seems like confusing as per usual, but the rest of you have entered a mirrored, like the whole entire building is just mirrored. So when
This
you go
is
outside, you go outside
Very
on the
fun.
other side of the street. So you're like on a different street than you were before.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Anyway,
this is
as
so...
I wake up and I see my room, which is just a normal inn room, I say,
Frank, did you move me into a smaller room? I paid for the big one, and Estelle can't have it. You can't just move an old man while he's sleeping.
I put on all my clothes and I walk out.
Frank, where? Wait. All right. Wait. Huh.
And I noticed the
Yeah,
the room.
you're on the balcony and you seem really confused. Rose, maybe you spot Mortimer down the hall from you, looking very confused on the balcony.
Yeah, Rose turns to Maya.
Was
Did
this
I-
always like this?
No, Maya, did I magic in my sleep again?
I don't know. This is odd. And she'll like go and like look through and like check her stuff and everything to see if anything happened to her stuff or if it's just the building.
Looking into your stuff. You're like looking at your bags and things of that sort. The pouches on your bags are on the opposite side than they were before.
All right.
A left-handed
But if you want to
rapier.
roll me an investigation, I can give you more details on things.
Okay.
I'm also-
Hey.
you spot right away that your rapier's missing.
So,
It's gone. Someone stole your rapier. And also everything else is swapped. So everything that you had on your pockets on the one side is on the, like, all the pockets are on the other side. All of the things in your bag that you had on one side are now on the other side. It's like someone messed with your shit, but your rapier is missing. Mortimer, you're looking out at the inn, and it's as if the whole entire building was swapped around. Everything looks mirrored to you. Like, where things once were are on the other side, and vice versa.
This is strange. Are you sure it wasn't always like this?
you probably just, like, as Maya's looking for her stuff and she notices a rapier missing, she's just like, son of a...
Did I always have a left-handed rapier? Am I left-handed?
Am I left-handed now? Is that what's going on?
Ooh, that is not what's going on. But
What am I gonna do with this?
if
And
you knew the difference between your left and right arm, yeah, your left arm is now your right arm.
So I am right-handed, if I'm left-handed now.
I guess, yeah, sure. We'll say that.
Okay, cool.
Everyone in the inn is now opposite-handed than they were before.
This isn't right. This is weird.
I fumbled through my pack to find the book cover.
See, I'm supposed to be right-handed. Look, it says so on the picture.
This is... I'm not okay with any of this. My rapier's gone, everything is flopped. What is happening?
Oh, is this your rapier? Are you left-handed?
With a 21 investigation, you know that that's not your rapier. Whatever rapier he has in his hand is not your rapier. Do you have a rapier,
Something
Mortimer?
to do evil.
Do you have a rapier, Mortimer?
I have a rapier, yeah, I'm a rogue.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. I like that. That was a good touch.
I'm not gonna.
But you got a 21 investigation, so I was gonna be like, if you had a lower than that, maybe you think that's your rapier.
Does Mortimer know that's his rapier?
What?
I'm confused about it.
You're confused, huh? Never mind. I'm not gonna do it. Maya will kind of like go down and like investigate the rest of the inn.
Yeah, as you go downstairs, you're going down the opposite side. Obviously, like the whole building is opposite, but also when you go down there, like the bar is now on the other side than it was last time, and of course it's on the other side of the building. But all the labels on all of the bottles are backwards, like they're mirrored, and all the text on everything is just mirrored. And there's a lot of like grumbling and questioning, and you see the night staff man being talked to by the innkeeper, and he looks like he's being scolded. And then there's two other looks like maybe people who work there as well are looking very confusedly around, but listening intently to the innkeeper as he's like telling them some things.
Wait, I guess I am left-handed. The picture says so. It's in a strange language, though. I don't remember why I have this.
Yeah, it's all
one.
backwards. The text is all backwards. It's weird to you.
Oh, lovely.
It's all mirrored. So think about like when you look at a mirror, how text looks. Yeah.
Oh god, that's so
undercover.
weird.
And yeah, it would like mess with your eyes a bit. It's really weird. Thank you, Caldi, for making this very confusing.
Poor innkeeper who's like, what the shit?
Just.
Well, he
Maya's
thinks that guy had something to do with it.
It's like when management has to blame someone because management screwed up. It's like, it's your fault. How dare you do this? Like, I was just on break. I don't understand.
Yeah. I think Maya's gonna approach the innkeeper and just be like, alright, what's happening here? Why is everything flopped?
Well, it was
Ma'am,
always
ma'am,
like
we'll
this.
get
Look,
to you in a moment. We're we're dealing with something. We'll a drink will be on us. Please have a seat. A breakfast will be served shortly.
Someone say breakfast. Hooray!
And he kind of talks to this one young woman and kind of like motions for her to go, and looks like she's starting to start getting things prepped to serve people, while the other gentleman and the two other gentlemen are kind of still being, it looks like, scolded or having like a very intense conversation off to the side, behind, like further off.
I think Rose is like going through her backpack and she's taking out like the last painting that she was working on.
Oh fuck! My spell book. Nuts. I have to remake the whole thing.
That's pretty great. Yeah, anyone who has like a book or any writing, it's all mirrored. And if you're in the inn, yeah.
Yeah, so
what you're saying is, once again, I was immune to wild magic.
You were, yes. Sleeping at the priest's place was the smarter decision, apparently. Okay. So as the three of you sit down, are you all going to sit down at a table?
Begrudgingly.
I'm eagerly
Okay.
awaiting breakfast.
Yeah. So first to sit down is probably Mortimer. He sits down, he opens up his spell book and is like, and Rose, you pull out a painting. Is that what you're working on? And you
looking at her now reversed painting.
Yeah, your painting's now reversed. Whatever you were painting is now swapped.
Well, that's
And,
going to take some adjusting too.
Maya, you come back to the table to see the two of them looking very confusedly, one at a painting, one at their book.
This isn't supposed to be like this.
Clearly not. This is...
I can't read Undercommon. This is gonna make it really hard for me to prepare spells.
Do you think... And she look over at Rose, like, do you think this has something to do with the priest was talking about?
There was a priest.
Just don't worry about it, old man. It's fine.
I don't think he wasn't there with the priest, so he doesn't.
No.
Yeah, I know. That's why she's just like, don't worry about it.
Maybe. I think I hope so.
I'm not a fan of this. This is not cool at all.
And Mortimer, there's been strange happenings with magic around here for some time. Things, unexplainable things have been happening. He gestures at the backwards building. This may be an example of that.
Wait, I remember there being kids who vanished. Do you think this is what happens?
Do you think they got reversed?
Well, not literally this, but just, magic stuff just happening. But that's what's getting them.
One can...
But we saw someone trying to take the guard yesterday.
Right. Maybe... Was it a real person? Maybe it was some kind of magical creature that got conjured because of weird magic things.
That's hard to say.
I'm not whatever the case, magics evolve. I'm not a fan of this. She like sits there and thinks about it. It's like, do you think the bull man got reversed? Because that would be interesting.
Was a bull man? Wow! I always wanted to meet a bull man. Where is he?
He's stayed at a church. But
He may be coming back here. Or maybe he's still... We should go there, the guard.
We're the guard?
wait, we had to go to the place. She gets up as soon as she says that, just kind of bolts out to go to the
Wait,
church.
your breakfast.
We'll eat later, Mortimer.
And
but-
the The lady is kind of the server waitress. She kind of is sliding over some plates at your table, and she's like, "Oh, are you leaving?"
I don't want to. Can we please eat breakfast first?
Food does look good. You don't know how long until wild magic makes it taste real nasty. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you all.
Please no.
In season 1, we had multiple wild magics that really messed up food and drinks and other things. I think someone drank like slugs that like did damage to them at one point.
That was Frank, yeah.
Yeah.
He drank a bunch of leeches, basically.
The food was bad, but the alcohol was like way more potent though.
Yeah. Do you all sit down and eat? Looks like Mortimer's not getting off the table yet, but he's asking.
Maya's gone. She's gone.
Are you staying, Rose, or are you gonna follow?
Yeah, Rose wants to help that guard.
Okay, so
Breakfast.
Maya walks away. Rose kind of looks at the food. It smells really good. Do you take some with you at least? Like take like a little bit off the plate?
Yeah, sure.
She takes a little off the plate and heads out. Mortimer, are you gonna follow?
He takes a little bit to give to Maya too.
Nice.
I hesitate, and then I just grab it all into my pack, which is disgusting, but I don't want to leave without the food.
I'm coming.
Oh my god. The waitress is confused, and then she's like, "I'll charge it to your rooms," and takes the plates back. And we're gonna pan over to Brodalok, who you decided to sleep on the floor, not on one of the pews. You wake up. There's like this kind of small pillow behind you that has like chicken feathers in it, and a little knitted blanket that doesn't quite fit your body because you are very tall, but at least covers you warm enough, and you awaken.
It's like my shins and my hooves are just out from underneath it. Just like
the room doesn't actually like enlighten or lighten up or look any different than before. It's almost like there's no windows really in this tiny church or chapel. It's kind of more like a chapel. It's very small. You see as you like awaken the pew with the guard that is there, but you don't see the priest quite yet.
But I mean, there's no light in here at all.
It's not that there's no light. It's just very. It's
Okay.
like. It looks
So I
like
can tell
it's just
morning.
It's just you can't tell it's morning. You just feel like it's time to be awake. But there's just little lights that are like conal lights that are kind of flickering, and it looks like maybe they are lit by some kind of like gas light. And there's about like 2 of them on each side, in between each of the pews. But that's kind of all the light, and it's the same light that was there last night. So
Brodalok just kind of like runs his finger along some like, was it wood or stone?
mm-hmm.
And just like looks at the dust, and he's like, "Temple of Region, it's way better than this," and just kind of like throws some like small shade and just like does his fingers off like that.
Yeah.
Hello?
You don't hear anybody.
Oh. Bye. He just walks out the door.
Okay, yeah, you leave. The pillow and the blanket are just on the floor there. You walk past the gentleman and in through the middle of the church pews, and you.
Oh, I want to check on the guard. Actually, I forgot the guard's there.
Okay, yeah. Before you stop and you look at the guard.
Does he look like he's breathing? Does he look okay?
Do me a medical check.
Come on, +1 wisdom. Come on, +1 wisdom. Listen. Alright!
Oh my gosh. That is awesome.
Good work, Dr. Bro.
Tech Priest is like, what? Yeah, so this is supposed to be your fighting. At least someone has some semblance of competence. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. The rolls have been so bad for you all. You kind of walk over to him. You put your hand on his forehead, and you can feel that it's still really warm. He's kind of sweating, and it's like he's very damp. His eyes are still closed, but it looks like you can see little bits of movement. You put your hand along his neck and feel for a pulse, and you do feel a pulse. And you can feel his heartbeat is kind of much slower than it should be. You know that the priest said that he was poisoned. So actually, you know, now that you've gotten a little better look at him, you think that maybe that poison was the poison that was in that cloud that you ran past. You kind of look him over a bit longer, and you're thinking that maybe you should try to figure out what's wrong with him quicker than not, as it looks like whatever it is, he had a big brunt of it.
Is there like a rag and a water pail nearby?
Sure.
He just go over there, kind of dampen the rag, wring it out, and just kind of wipe the guy's face, you know, and leave the cold rag on his head, and then walk out.
Okay, nice. And as you walk out, you look at the street, and it is hustling and bustling. There's a lot more going on. You can hear along the cobblestone street the clunks of a horse pulling a carriage. You see a couple different little venue shops that have been popped up now. They weren't there before, and there's people selling wares or selling items. It looks like a completely different place. Before it was like quiet and nothing there, but now you just feel like there's so much life, and there's a kid that like runs past and snatches something from another kid, and then they kind of are chasing each other, and then you hear a mother yelling at them both as though she is trying to like get them to come back. And roll me a perception check.
Alrighty.
Okay, that's what you see. Meanwhile, we have Rose and Maya who open the door, and Maya, you go out this door first. You kind of are walking hastily towards where the church is. Is that where you're going, or were you going to go to the alchemist?
Church first.
You're going to the church, right? So you start. Oh yeah, because you don't know about the vial. You start walking towards the church hastily, but not. You're not running, right?
No.
Yeah, so Rose, you can catch up to your sister quickly. I'll let you two talk. But you both see the same thing. You see like the town is just hustling and bustling, and there's a lot going on. You also see that.
If I can't catch up on my own, I will again cast Long Strider, so I actually have a decent movement speed.
This the old man just hustling.
I'm gonna let them talk quickly, and then I'll have Mortimer catch up with them.
What is happening? Like, just like she straight up just has like her hand on her forehead, just like, what is happening?
Trouble?
Well, yeah, my rapier is gone. Everything's been flopped in the inn. Like, what is happening?
I wish I knew.
This town, I swear.
Not what I expected either. I was hoping for some help with random magics.
And that's when Mortimer, you catch up with him. Really quickly.
Did someone say
Like
magic?
he looks like he's going very fast.
I think that startles Rose slightly. When did you... Never mind.
I'm a wizard, you know. I have a spell book.
Yes, it's backwards now.
Yes. Where are we going?
We're gonna go get our bull friend, clearly.
Oh, right. The bull friend.
Can you all roll me a perception check? Not you, Kath. You're the only one who doesn't have to roll. You rolled your perception check already.
Wow, that's lovely. You know, I have expertise on this.
Nice, Rose. Unless you have a thing that gives you advantage, then otherwise you don't. All right. Yeah, Maya and Mortimer and Rose, you're all talking as you're walking. And you get close to the church. But Rose, you actually notice that you see your friend. You see some horns that look like the gentleman, your new acquaintance, walking out into the street.
I would just like to point out, Brodog's going, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. It's like walking around. On your right, yep, on your right, on your left, pardon me.
I can't remember if we actually got your name.
No.
You never? This is the funniest thing. You meet people, you pummel children, you don't ask their names.
We are the rudest party.
We asked Harold's name, so that's something.
That's true.
I think Harold asked you all what your names were.
Yeah.
Don't
and
take
then-
this from us, Maggie.
Okay, sorry. Well, he was a guardsman and he was trying to figure out like who are you people, and he was like taking, you know, his notes of like these strange people in the street at night, you know.
Upon noticing him, Rose kind of like raises her hand up and is about to say a name and then realizes she doesn't have a name. Minotaur friend.
Oh, hello, and starts like, just like kind of like jaunting towards them, making a path because he's so big. Pardon me, excuse me, pardon me.
Not the most subtle thing, are you?
I mean, subtlety's wasted. Always be blunt. Life's too short.
Why would he have to be subtle?
Life for you, maybe.
Life in general. You never know when
Hello,
life can end.
Minotaur man.
Hello,
My name is Mortimer Jones.
my name is Brodolock. Very nice to meet you.
Brodelhawk. Okay. That's a good name.
We forgot to ask your name yesterday. I'm sorry.
I mean, to be
It's
fair,
Brodolhawk.
I didn't ask your all's
Thank you,
name
Brodolhawk.
either.
I'm Rose Orlette.
So, Mortimer, Rose, and the rude one. What is your name?
The rude one works fine.
Just gives Rose a look. Maya.
Maya. It's a fitting name.
What's that mean?
What does not being subtle mean? Who knows the questions? Who knows the answers?
Alright, smartass.
Why are you in town, Brodelhawk?
I'm in town. I'm just imagining Brutal Hawk, not Brodal Hawk. It's just like
That's what I heard. That's why I was laughing.
I'm just imagining like a jacked hawk, like he just ripped.
Brutal.
Hey, barbarians can have like you have a companion friend someday.
He's gonna have a
Brutal
little.
Hawk and his Brutal Hawk.
I think it's if you're like a totem. I think you have to be like a totem barbarian or something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
totem. I'm not totem.
You're not a totem.
No, I'm zealot. But well, I am here to save the children. I heard news about there being missing children, and what greater cause than to help find missing kids?
We also heard about the missing people. We don't have a lot of leads to go on, though.
Well, we have a semblance of one.
Is-
That person running away.
And the guard, how is he?
Thank you for asking. He's okay. He's stabilized, but we need to go sooner than later to get this fixed. The poison's running through his system.
Oh, he was
Fast.
poisoned?
Yes,
That's terrible.
that cloud was all poison.
Maya, you walked through that cloud.
Oh,
Rose.
there's probably a look on her face. Just
And
like,
then
You had a moment of like you didn't take any damage, but because you passed the fortitude save or the constitution save, but you were like it was pretty thick.
Yeah, she probably Maya has a moment of just like, shit.
The
So
priest
Bertolock, maybe you recognize that she might know what she's thinking, unless she's trying to like hide it.
No, it's probably like you probably noticed something on her face of just like,
Yeah, she has like a moment of recollection as well of when you start talking about it.
Oh, when I woke up this morning, I found this magic cloak, and it gives resistance to poison. So maybe that could help.
That's very nice.
I don't know who it belongs to.
The cloak looks really nice, and if any of you touch it, it feels very silky. It's black and it has these silver threads in it.
I don't know how that would work, but I would assume that if we just laid it over him, it might help. I'm not that
maybe
not the most experienced with magical stuff.
Do I have any idea if that would actually do anything?
Let me look at this cloak again.
Because I know it has to be attuned, and I would assume if someone just wears it for now, they're attuned. But
So roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Let's all roll the Arcana.
but I'm trying to not metagame.
Metagame.
ooh. Nice.
I will not roll Arcana because I have no idea.
Bam.
Rotolock would have no idea.
Good
Okay.
rolls.
Mortimer,
Confidence.
the second after you recommend this, you think on it and you're like, this cloak gives resistance to poison. That means you would take like half damage to poison if you were upon being poisoned. But if you are already poisoned, it's not going to cure you of being poisoned. You need to be cleansed to be cured of poison. And of course, Rose, you would know the same thing.
Maybe it's a bit too late for the cloak. Also, he'd have to be awake.
Yeah, we don't want to disturb him. It was a nice idea, though.
I think the alchemist is our best bet.
I would agree. That's what the priest was telling us to go to. I don't remember her name, but
Also, I don't think we said on stream what that cloak is, now that you know what it is, right, Mortimer? I don't know if you want to share with the viewers what the cloak was that you got.
Sure. Let me just look.
It does more than just resistance to poison. It's pretty handy.
it
It
does
is
a
the
lot of cool
cloak
stuff.
Of the Arachnidae. Of the Arachnidid. It gives
Arachnida?
resistance to poison damage. It gives a climbing speed equal to my walking speed, because I'm the one who's currently wearing it. I can move up, down, and across vertical surfaces, because climbing speed, and have my hands free. So it's just my feet that stick to the wall. I also can't be caught in webs of any sort, which is fun. You know, giant spiders, they show up eventually. And I can even cast web. It's real cool.
Yeah, this was the cloak that originally Maya had snatched from some person that they have yet to figure out who that is.
Snatch is polite for stealing.
Requisitioned.
Acquire.
It's acquiesced.
Acquiesced. Thank you.
Oh yeah, we should probably go to that alchemist, herbalist.
Do you know where the alchemist is?
See, people keep saying things like, "Oh, go to the alchemist," and it's like we can find a guard and ask them, but at night it's kind of harder since apparently this town has a weird curfew that makes little sense.
Oh, I'll help figure out where it is. I'm good at this stuff. I'm a famous investigator.
So, I believe you all were told where it was, other than Mortimer. He's the only one who wasn't.
Rose was
Oh,
I
trying to
cast
say
locate
that.
object, and I cast it on alchemist shop.
I think it has to be something that you, let's see.
You're familiar.
No,
with
alternatively,
the
the spell can locate the nearest object of a particular kind. And I
Okay.
pick alchemist store.
Is a store an object?
Isn't it? It's a big object, but it's an object.
I think it's locate
Alchemist store
location
sign.
would be like, that's what that would be. I don't think I'll allow you to locate the alchemist shop, but you could locate
Just
a
the nearest alchemist shop. But okay.
vial, or you could locate a You could locate a type of item that would be in a alchemist shop, like a health potion.
That could work, but that's also like a very. I'm gonna locate object on the mortar and whatever that thing's called.
Or
Pestle?
a pestle. Yeah.
Pestle, right? See, it's
Mm.
normal that I don't know that word because who has one of those?
The answer is always yes.
I feel like that's very common too. Like people use that for cooking and stuff.
Do they? Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pretty common
Okay.
thing. Like
Mm.
some of you might even have it on you.
What should I look for then? What's actually gonna get us to the alchemist shop?
What is the component?
We were told where it is.
Yeah.
No, I want this to work.
I just don't know if this is gonna work because you're looking for objects that are kind of like people have them, right? I'm trying to think of like a rare.
Imagine Mortimer just be like.
You could look. You could locate a more rare potion.
Yeah, you can see it look like an herb.
Yeah, like a potion of giant strength, or a potion of gaseous form, or a potion of
It's gonna
flying, or
lead us to
something
an
like that.
adventure.
That's a little bit like less common, maybe, if that might help you.
Maybe I
Is it-
can locate a sign of an alchemist shop. That's smaller.
I just imagine Mortimer is just like, no, I'll find it. We know where it is. No, I'll find it.
I like the idea that he's trying to read through his backwards spellbook right now, trying to cast a spell. He's like, oh,
No, this I have prepared. Tomorrow's gonna be problems, but for now we're good.
Just gotta invest in mirrors.
Yeah.
That would actually work too. Yeah.
I think that I don't know if a sign because the sign is like very specific, right?
Because every place has a sign. You would just be finding signs everywhere.
Well, no, an
and you
alchemist
don't
shop's
know the
fine.
name of the shop is
Yeah.
the problem
Doesn't-
for me, right? Like
Thank-
that's I like the idea. I would allow the shop if you knew, or the sign if you knew the name of the shop, but you don't.
Yeah, but- okay, fine. So
Yeah.
if it,
But I
it's not
think
gonna work,
locating
then
like
what?
locating a rare potion would get you there.
No, that's gonna lead us to an adventure. I just know it. Though that's fun, that's not gonna help us.
No, I'm saying that it could work.
It could, sure, but what's actually gonna happen is we stumble on an adventure.
He doesn't
Wild
trust
magic.
me. He doesn't trust me.
I have a lot of trust in you.
You don't
But, you
trust
know.
me.
Wild Magic's an adventure with like all the health potions in existence.
You should probably just find it manually.
Hello, welcome to my roving caravan. You're
A
not the
distilling
alchemist.
device. That's what would work. Like a distilling set. That's either gonna lead us to like a brewery or something, but
Or an alchemist kit.
an alchemist kit would also work. Yeah, that
So-
is a good idea.
The
People
potions
carry-
we need,
That's what we
or
need.
alcohol.
People carry alchemist kits on them. I'm just gonna put that out there too.
Sure, but not like a lot of people. Like that's way narrower than
That
like,
is
a potion
that is
of
way
giant
narrow.
strength.
That is way more. But
It feels like to me.
you do what you want to
That's
do.
what we cast it on.
You're gonna cast
Alchemist.
it on alchem. Okay.
And it pings me. I'm just kidding.
Roll me a 1d6. You're basically making a GM roll right now. Okay. I will say that I think this is supposed to locate just one object, right?
Yeah, the nearest one.
The nearest one, but
God, I wish one of us had an alchemist
I'm
kit.
gonna let it slide and have multiples. So you do see a few places where this like feeling of guidance. I don't know what the spell feels like for you or what it looks like, but you can explain it to us once I describe where the locations are. You see like a couple people carrying like packs that probably have it on them. There's also like a little venue shop that has one, and far down the street, the one that feels the strongest to you is further down the street. It's like 2.5 blocks from where you all are now.
Okay. Well, in that case, the last one is the one. So I'll be like,
My detective's intuition tells me, also the spell, that it's over there.
how the spell works is just that the information gets dumped into my head, just like gunk.
Oh no, poor Mortimer.
It's this way.
Rose pats Mortimer on the back and says, "Thank you, Mortimer."
At the same
See,
spot we were
I can
told.
still do things.
It is the direction you were all told, and he was not told this.
You seem very wise in your years.
Aren't I? See,
Very well.
that's never a word they use to describe me in the books. They also say, impetuous, foolhardy,
You
They
have
never-
books?
wise.
Roll
yeah.
me a history check.
Eh?
Yeah, you, Kath.
Yeah, Bullman.
Rodalock. You're the only one. Yeah. After he starts talking about it, you recognize him. He's a folk hero. There's a whole book series about him, probably multiple volumes of different adventures that he's gone on. It starts out at the beginning with him and his wife on these adventures, but slowly she just like kind of gets just written out of them, and then it just becomes about him.
I liked so here's what's gonna happen, alright. So he hears that, he's like, hmm? He starts nodding his head, he stops nodding his head. His eyes kind of get big. He goes into his pouch, takes out a book, and it's one of Mortimer's books. He's like, "This is you?"
Oh, yes, wait. No, that's a fake one. Look, I'm right-handed on that one.
But
See, this is the real one. Look,
You
I'm
look at
left-
his book, and it is impossible to read. The whole book is mirrored, so it actually opens on the other side than like a normal book. Like instead of opening this way, it opens this way, and the cover's on this side instead of this side. And inside, reading the text, or even on the back where the text is, or the front where the title is of the book, of the one that he's holding in his hand, everything's
Yeah.
mirrored. So it's
It's an
really
undercommon, I'm sorry.
weird.
this is a weird manga.
It does not look well.
Oh,
It-
I think it's undercommon.
He thinks
because-
it's undercommon, but it doesn't look undercommon. It looks like it's normal common, but mirrored.
Wait, this is my signature, but it's wrong.
But isn't this your signature?
We were.
Wait, you have a signed one?
Now I do.
Oh,
Well,
oh,
first
sure, anything for a fan. Bull
I-
people are really cool. You are strong looking, and I know you will have many adventures just like me. Love, Mortimer.
Oh,
Smiles and just puts the book back.
surprised he can even read. She mutters that to herself.
Rose immediately
Mine's
stabs
so
you in the
mean.
ribs.
While I'm at it,
Did
I try
did
to-
I hear that? Did I hear that?
I don't know, did you? She muttered that to herself.
I try to sign the reversed book, like right next to my reversed signature. I try to sign it normally.
Yeah,
What
when you
happened?
sign it normally, it does not look the same with the reversed. It looks like a normal signature to you.
Oh, I think this is a misprint.
I throw it away.
Sounds about right. Oh. I pick it up and put it in a pack.
Nice.
It's a collector's item.
Perfect. I love it. Oh my god, that's so cute.
Alright.
So, anything else you guys want to do as you're walking to the alchemist shop?
All right, the alchemist shop. To the alchemist shop.
Probably inform our friend, our bull friend, that we had some that we were affected by some sort of magic that flopped everything.
that makes a lot of sense why you're like, yeah, like your hair is backwards from the last time I saw you two. It makes a lot more sense now.
I paint with a different hand now. That's weird.
Sounds fun.
I don't think I was always left-handed.
You weren't. Literally yesterday you were not.
Yeah, no, the sooner we get this resolved, the better.
And as you
Nice.
guys walk through this crowd of people, you see a sign that's dangling from the top of this shop. and it says Patricia's Arcane Affinities. And in the windows, you can see little trinkets and bobs. On one side, there is a it's one of those clear shelving areas, and there's a bunch of different potions, and some of them have little pieces of things in them, a claw of some kind of creature, a beak of another creature, an eye of something else. One's this bubbling liquid that looks purple and blue, and another one that just has a giant bubble in it that's looks like an air bubble, but around it is this blue liquid, but you can still see the air bubble in it, and it just kind of looks really magical and inviting. And you walk in.
So, is there a window?
Yeah, I just told you what you saw in the windows.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. So I sorry, I kind of zoned out for a second, but
It's okay.
yeah. So he
I was like, that was literally what I was describing, was what was in the
Sorry.
windows.
He just kind of looks in the windows, and he through the snout, the breathing air is fogging out the window. Someone's just looking at inside.
Yeah, you
This
see all
is
those
like a
potions on
shop.
shelves. Alright, go ahead,
Seems fine.
Mortimer.
What?
It seems fine. Seems fine. I think we'll hopefully find
As
a
you
cure here.
put your face into the window, Brodalock, roll me
1d10,000.
1d10,000 twice.
Oh, that's cool. And by the way,
And these are both from Anonymous.
Ooh.
Right.
ooh,
Ooh is right.
Ooh. The same one I had? Nope.
Not
Who's
too far
that?
off.
And a die.
I don't think you quite. Oh, roll me 46.
oh no, Rug.
Cool. I'm just gonna let you know what this one does. And it is the nearest priest is wholly immune to arcane magic for 19 hours. So the priest that you guys met, who you never asked his name, again.
I would assume we would exchange names as we were talking.
You did it in the RP with me, but
That's fair. That's fair.
true. So 16 hours. He's immune to arcane.
So does that mean he's not affected by wild magic?
He's 100% immune.
Nice.
I think it would depend on the arcane or the wild magic. Is wild magic? Well, I guess it is kind of arcane. I guess it depends on the type of magic that is being affected
That's
by it.
divine and arcane.
Yeah, I think
so-
it would be.
Yeah, I'm
Two.
pretty sure it'd be arcane just because the sorcerer wild magic.
All right.
The second one, oh god. Did everyone get a?
Are you wearing anything that's magical?
I'm not.
Except your smile. Bang.
Hey.
So nothing happens to you in this regard. But
Again.
if you did have something magical on you, this specifically references a ring, but I would say whatever magical item you had on you, whatever you would use it with. So for instance, if it was like a helmet, it would aid your head. If it was a ring, it would aid your hand, etc. But it's okay, you're fine. You're literally
Glad I-
immune. This
glad I
is
dodged
so
that
weard,
one.
Kath. Like
And
nothing
so,
has
I'm
happened
immune?
to Cathanis' character.
And I made someone else immune.
Like, what is that? It's so crazy. Thank you, Anonymous, for both of those donations. I'm sorry, man. Good try. Y'all are really trying to get him.
That's the bull, you get the horns.
Now, you move forward into. Do you guys go into the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, you step in, and there's this bell that kind of goes off, and it's very pleasant. And as you walk into the shop, the smell of lovely incense, it's almost like cinnamon and ginger and maybe a hint of lavender and jasmine, and you just smell all these lovely smells as you walk in, depending which side you're on and what you're walking past. And inside the shop, in the back, you see kind of like one of those beaded curtains that's kind of dangling there, a little like front desk type of thing that's in the back that you would purchase your items from. And along the sides of the shop, you just see rows and rows of potions of varying colors, and like that front window that you saw with the potions with different items in it, you see that too. Some of the vials are different sizes, so you see smaller vials, you see larger ones, you see ones that are glowing or pulsating, and then you also see on the bottom shelves are like reagent types of things. So these are like little pieces of like sage and like some kind of wheats, and there's little baskets that are filled with like claws and all kinds of different things of that sort. So you kind of see all of those things in there. And in towards the back corner, you see a large broom that's brooming. I guess what do you say? Swooshing? Brooming? Sweeping. There we go. I can't speak right now. So I had a long day of work and now I'm home. Brooming, sweeping the floor on its own without a person, and it's kind of like the like Fantasia style, just sweeping the floor by itself as you all walk in. And as you step in, please, Maya, would you roll me 2 times wild magic? And this is coming from the one, the only, old Mr. Frodo, of course. Thank you, Frodo, for the dono.
Oh, lovely. I swear.
You too can donate on the right-hand side. If you do exclamation point St. Jude, you can donate. There are a bunch of different reward spots. Make sure you tell me in the comments who you're donating it for as well.
Hey! That was low.
All right, so the first one is...
Oh, that was 1,000. Whoops.
Oh.
That second one was 1,000.
Okay,
The
so you
first
have to
one's
reroll.
fine. Come on.
This is
There we go.
really... I'm just gonna put this in chat because this is like... You just need to write this on your sheet now as a feature you have. You now know an economical way to extract aluminum from bauxite. You just know that. That's so weird, but you do.
Alright.
So now, if you want to make money, and that's what you want to do, you could do that.
Yep.
Because
Okay.
they even specify economical. That's great.
That's oddly specific knowledge.
It's with a hammer.
Do you have any books in your bags?
I just threw mine out.
No, specifically,
I have my spell book.
specifically Maya.
I don't think I do. I want to say I kind of want to say I do just because I want to see what happens.
What would your what kind of book would you be carrying on you if you were carrying a book?
Smut. Please be idea.
Secretly reads romance novels.
That'd be smut.
That'd be perfect.
Maybe that's why you originally started reading Mortimer's book, but then they wrote her out for no reason.
Yeah,
and
it's
she
the
just kind of
OG
disappeared. You're like,
books
what kind of romance book is this? And they kept just like slowly writing her out.
Yeah, let's just say for the sake of argument, it's one of Mortimer's original books before they wrote Wendy.
Yes.
I love this already.
Next time you look at the book, it is going to be wrapped in festive paper and ribbons.
Aww.
Oh, that's nice.
That's actually sweet.
Yeah.
I like these wild magic you're getting tonight.
Yeah, they're kind of like they're not so bad. They're getting you warmed up to the chaos.
It's not like, hey,
Keep them
turn
coming.
1. Like, session 1, we're gonna go in. Oh my god, lava elementals everywhere.
The town's literally on fire.
Yeah.
My foot's disintegrated.
Yeah,
And so is the
this
wizard.
has been a very tame wild magic experience, actually.
And that everyone's face looks like a butt.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
crank it up. Next
Oh yeah,
episode when I'm not
someone
here.
had a butt face. I forgot about that.
And I got stabbed.
Yeah. So that's what you guys are in Patricia's arcane affinities, and that's what you see when you come in.
Oh, medicine. I walk up to the counter. I'm here to pick up my medication. Mortimer,
Um,
go.
The beads open up, but none of you see anything. And then all of a sudden, right in front of you, Mortimer, this gorgeous woman appears. She has this lovely hat that's sitting off, like, kind of off center on her head to, like, the left. And her hair is, like, braided in these, like, beautiful braids, and her hair goes all the way down to her knees. On the other side, she has, like, this giant streak of purple in her white hair, and it's kind of curled off to the side all the way down past her knee. And she's wearing this beautiful floral dress it's like purple with little bits of pink and white flowers all strewn about the dress. And she stands before you and she's like, "What may I help you with?"
Are you a genie? I wish I was you.
No, but I might be able to find you a genie if that is what you're looking for.
Your Brodalock just busts out laughing when he asks the genie thing.
And she like leans in, her hand kind of like dangling under her chin as she kind of rests her elbow on the counter and leans in towards you, kind of like mesmerizingly. And her fingernails are painted similar to her dress. They're purple with little white and pink flowers on them.
I stammer.
Oh, you're far too pretty for me to be talking to. Wendy's going to be mad.
Oh, you flatter me, old man. Who is this Wendy? Do you need a love potion for her? I can make her love you for a very long time.
That is tempting.
No.
Yes.
Oh, my wife loves me, I think. I hope.
Oh,
Talk to her,
pity you
Rose.
have a
I
wife.
hide behind her.
Maya will approach
How
the
about
counter.
you? Are you looking for a love potion? What may I help you with?
She turns slightly pinker at that. No, somebody was poisoned. We brought him to the temple, but we need an antidote or something. They gave me a vial. This is the poison.
It is a poison that you're looking for, or a antitoxin? She takes the poison and she kind of jingles it and looks at it and she's like, poisons. They are such a coward's way to handle things, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Indeed.
Let me see. What will you give me in return for finding what this poison is and getting you a cure?
I don't. Money? What do you need?
She kind of puts her hand down and jingles like a side, like a pouch that's maybe at her side. You can't really see because she's behind the counter, but it makes this like jingle sound of coin. And she's like, "I can always use more coin in my pockets. How much are we talking?"
I don't know. I could also trade. I'm an artist.
What kind of artist? Like a con artist?
She looks over at Maya for a second.
Maya gives her kind of a dirty look because she knows.
Oh, you two work together, huh? One of you tricks them and the other steals. I know these all too well.
Is
No.
that what you two do?
That's what I do.
As far as Mortimer knows, it might be what he thinks they do.
No, I paint and sculpt some.
A little more boring, less exciting, but if a painting is good, sometimes paintings can be worth something. Let me see. She kind of like looks at you. She moves her fingers and she says some words in another language. But I guess do any of you know Elven?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All of you who know Elven kind of hear some words about it. Basically, the spell kind of seems like she's trying to figure out if you're a celebrity, basically. She's trying to figure out what your history is.
Damn.
And she says, I have not heard of your paintings before. Show me.
Yeah, she kind of fidgets around with her backpack and takes out the painting that I guess it's like still a bit of a work in progress that she was doing.
She just did like a follower check on Instagram on you.
Yeah, that's basically what she did.
Only 1,000 followers.
Well,
Art's
you
great,
are
but still
you do
need
have an artisan
phone.
background, right, Rose?
Yeah.
So she probably has found something on you, but it's not. You're not like You're not like well known. You don't have fame
Yeah.
or fortune. So
Doesn't look at Maya because of her criminal background.
so roll me. I kind of think like painting's a performance, right?
Could be.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's a performance because that would be the closest thing that I could think of. That would be unless you can argue another role that would make sense for how well this painting is made.
Aren't there tools?
Oh, do you have painting tools?
I do have painter supplies. The attribute to it though just says query.
So it would be dexterity probably, or charisma. No, I think
you have to
dexterity.
put it in.
Yeah. You have to add dexterity to the skill. There you go.
All right.
And then you would roll that. Yeah.
Oh, right. I forgot that it pops up on the screen. Oh,
Hey!
Nice. So tell me, what does this painting look like, Rose?
so the art, she mostly studied art, like Genasi art. So it's
Oh, pretty.
very like flowing and ethereal looking. Yeah, everything has sort of a misty feel. Pretty abstract. I think a bit like how I described the firebolt that she threw before. It's like these wispy greens and blues.
So it's an abstract painting. It's not a painting of anything specific.
Yeah.
Okay. She gazes at this painting for a bit of time, and then I'm going to roll something really quick.
All right.
Wow. Okay, I get a +8 to that roll. And she didn't roll that well. She looks at it and looks up at you and goes. She's done that a lot. That's kind of like her tick, and she does. I see. Maybe you are up and coming then.
I hope
How much
so.
do you want for the painting?
Just the anti-venom or antidote.
Oh, that will be way more than just one painting. How about this? You give me that painting, and you make one of me. And toss in a gold, and I will give you toxin.
Deal.
Perfect. Now you must go. I have to take time.
Rodalock has a thing like about sage, and then it's lavender incense, and he's like, "Oh, I was going to buy these."
Oh, you wanted to? That's fine. Come. I guess I gotta look up what incense and sage cost. They're probably really cheap. It's probably like a few silver.
I was just gonna say 5 silver of each, like a gold piece.
I think it's pretty cheap. But yeah, you can totally take some of that. I think it's like 1 silver, 4. It depends on how much you're taking.
Just well for him, a handful of each is bigger, but I'd probably say a handful of sage, and then like incense sticks is what I'm thinking of, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
So Probably just like 4 or 5
I'll
of those.
Yeah, I'll just say like all that together is like 6 silver. It's super cheap.
Yeah, cool.
You can have that. Well, she'll give you a deal. She kind of likes you. Maya's agreed to make a painting of her. She's a little self-centered, so it works out great.
Yeah.
And does anyone else want to buy anything else?
No, but I think Maya would make a remark of just like if she wants anything of like not conning nature, but of that kind of thing done to contact her.
Ooh, what does Maya
And
say
you-
to her?
Hmm?
What does Maya say to her?
Well,
Do you pull her aside without the others around, or?
yeah,
Okay.
it'll be one of those. where
So
Russ
maybe
doesn't
the
hear.
3 of you kind of walk out, not realizing that Maya's not quite behind you, but she's like the last one to leave. And the 3 of you are kind of like going out the door, and Maya, you kind of hang back, and she's like, "What is it that you want? Is it something more secret that you can't tell the others? Maybe you want one of them to love you." She's really into love potions. I don't know why she's trying to sell them. She's got like there's a sign out there that says 50% off of them. It's
They've been in stock for like years. They're trying to get rid of them.
It's fine.
Gone stale.
Gone stale. No, there's not anyone like that with me right now, but
I could make someone.
Maya kind of gives her a look and is like, well, how about this? I don't want anything, but I do offer services of not so much a conning nature, but anything of that regard.
Oh,
I
honey,
could
I'm not
probably-
interested in that kind of loving. I can get that for free.
Oh no, not like that. But I think at this point, kind of, she would probably notice, but Maya's probably like a little bit brighter, like color, like blushing a bit. But it's like, no, I'm what they call, I'm a duelist. Maybe I'm not as well known, but if for whatever reason you need someone of fighting specialty, how about letting me know?
I see. You are looking for work then. I will keep my eye out for you. How may I contact you?
Whatever's easier. I'm at the and she gives the name of the inn because I've forgotten.
And who
it.
should I ask for?
Maya.
There may be more Mayas than one.
Orlet.
What was the name?
Orlet.
Orlet. Alright. Maya Orlet. I will keep you in mind if I need something of the fighting nature. Do you take other jobs from others then? Perhaps, let's say, Madame Pretitia has friend who is looking for friend.
I'm always open to making more friends.
Then we will have friendship for everyone. I will be in touch with you. I like you. And your other friends.
Yeah, they're interesting. Just be mindful of my sister. She's a little special.
What kind of special?
She hasn't gotten her hands as dirty as everyone else. Let's just say she's a little more pampered.
So she's not the fighting kind? I prefer her to be the painting kind anyways. I like her soft hands. Perhaps she can make beautiful mural of Madame Pretitia, and I will put it up in my store so everyone can see.
I'm sure she would make the loveliest painting for you.
You mean I will make the loveliest painting?
But of course.
I will be in touch, Maya.
she'll leave at that.
All right. And you see, as you're walking away, Maya, you turn and you see like the potion vial kind of float up in the air, and it kind of like disappears, and Patricia just disappears again.
Hey, Maggie, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I also had the folk hero background.
Oh, nice.
I didn't know if that would me do anything because you mentioned that Mortimer was a folk hero. So
Yeah, if you have like a history that people would know of your character, let me know about it. You can let me know offline too, like what the story is of your character that people would know of. Like Mortimer, what people know of him might not be actually what he's actually about, because for instance, his wife did most of the work, but the story is all about Mortimer. So like keep that in mind. So if you have something like that, let me know.
all right, cool.
And of course, anytime for anyone, if I am ever like taking your character story into different ways, just pause me and be like, actually, that's not true. This is what happened. So like, just, you can pause me. Don't take for what I say necessarily is what your character's about. I'm just making shit up.
You're fine.
Yeah, we're gonna pan outside, but while we see this conversation happening with Maya, all three of you are outside of the store. The little dinging that's pleasantly dings as you walk out of the shop, and the three of you kind of stand out there. And before you realize Maya's out there, do any of you guys say anything to one another?
Holy moly, that was some kind of woman.
Rose just kind of turns to him, just kind of like,
She was a scary kind of pretty.
You did seem really intimidated by her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame him.
I mean, I guess it's a non-Minotaur thing. I don't get it, but
Do Minotaurs not have pretty women? I'm sorry, I'm not very well informed about your culture.
it's fine. We usually stay within our own. It's more for cultural reasons than it is for just. And also, we're a lot bigger than most people. Just it's weird. This just makes for weird stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Did you notice how I asked him if there were Minotaur women and he didn't answer the question? I don't think there are Minotaur women.
There are Minotaur women.
Oh, he heard me.
He's not that tall, Mortimer. He can hear you, yeah.
Anyway, what happened with the poison? Did we get it fixed?
We have the anti-venom, right? Or
Did you make it?
anti-toxin.
Not yet. She has to make it.
We don't. I lied.
Oh,
Well, how long do you think it'll be? Do we go back to the... I'm probably going to go back to the temple to check on our friend.
maybe we can search him for clues.
That would be good. Yeah, I was mostly focusing on making sure he was alive before, so probably best to go see if we can get any hints. If there's like maybe some kind of like ripped piece of clothing on him that's not his or whatnot.
Yes.
Where's your sister, by the way? She's taking a long time in there.
As you say that, the three of you look back to see where she is, and you can see through the door, through the glass in the door, or even through the window, depending where you're standing. You see Maya chatting with the lady, and as she turns around, you see the potion kind of float up in the air, and you see the lady disappear, and then the potion disappears. And then if you stay looking for long enough as Maya's walking through the door, you can see the beads open up and close.
It's
Seems
nice
like
to
you
see Maya making a friend.
Seems like you weren't the only one charmed by her, Mortimer.
Hmm.
And Maya, you open the door. The pleasant ding of Patricia's arcane affinities shop dings one last time as you close the door. and you're all on the other side. And that is where we will end today's episode. I'm sure we'll be
going dark.
I'm sure we'll be fast forwarding a bit, but you guys will get the potion. So do write down that you have the antitoxin. Rose, you are missing one painting, and you do owe Madame Patricia time. So there's going to be a time frame where you're going to have to paint her. So we'll have to figure out when that will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you all for joining me.
That was
We didn't have
That
any
was.
combat this episode. There's a lot of
That's
skill
good.
rolls.
We didn't
raised
pick up
a lot
any
of
kids
money.
either.
That's good.
Getting
Did
ourselves
you see what the
established.
total was for
Oh,
today's
and-
episode?
-1 gold too, Rose.
Yeah.
What was that, Mortimer?
Can you see what the total is for what we've raised today?
Yeah, well, I can't see what the total is, but I can do the maths. We're gonna math live. Oh no, you all.
How impressive.
So we got 30, 60, 100, 130, $150. Woo!
Wow, that is a lot.
Let's see if we hit
That's
another.
That's awesome.
Good
Let's
stuff.
see if
Thank
we
you,
hit
guys.
another milestone as well. Because I owe you guys things. I owe you already. Which is going to be fun to have to do. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we hit our second goal. So the first one is creepypasta. So I have to read creepypasta. I'm going to probably put out a thing where people could submit creepypastas. And then we'll just have... Maybe I'll do that on Saturday after Roll For It or something like that. Where I'll just read creepypastas before the next show that I have. Because I have Roll For It. And then right after Roll For It, I have... the Curse of Strahd show. So in between that, we can maybe do the creepypasta or something like that. Or maybe we do that the next week, because that might be better. And then we have our first Wheel of Pain spin. So I'm going to have to spin a Wheel of Pain and do something probably horrible, because Frank and Ballast are evil and came up with a ton of terrible things that I have to do. So...
That's amazing.
I will spin that. We will do that all on one episode, and it will be a thing. Oh god, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to eat something really weird. But thank you all for joining, and of course all of the amazing donations. So we'll just do another shout out to all the donos we've got from Rage Strike. Thank you, Rage Strike. The Spanish Inquisition, as well as Caldi, and we had 2 anonymous donations. And of course, our old friend, Mr. Frodo. Thank you all so much for the donations for the kids at St. Jude. If you don't know what St. Jude is or what St. Jude Play Live is, every year we do this campaign where we raise money for the kids over there. St. Jude is amazing. They treat children for cancer, and obviously they do a lot of other research beyond just cancer. But all of their research they share across the country and the world without payment. So like a lot of people will keep their stuff and require payment for research. They just share it freely. Kids who are treated at St. Jude do not pay a thing. Their families don't pay a thing. If they have a dog or a pet or something back home, they will help take care of that. The place that they stay, they don't have to pay for. The food that they have to purchase, they don't pay for. So all they get to focus on is making sure their child gets better and well. And I think to me that is a beautiful, beautiful thing. And if we can help make that happen, I want to do as much as I possibly can for that. And if we can do that through playing amazing tabletop RPGs and having crazy things happen, I think what other better way is there? Thank you for the donations and helping with that. But we'll go around the lovely spaceships and we will see what everyone's favorite moment was, and of course where people can find them at. And next week we will probably see a whole new crew or a portion of crew that will be joining us, so you'll get to meet more characters in this story and see what happens. Will the guard ever be cured? Will Patricia get her painting from Rose? Will Rose become a famous painter because of this? Will Maya get some con artisty jobs from somebody? And will Mortimer ever remember anything? And of
Debatable.
course, Brodalock, his goal is to save the children, and we'll see if on season 2 they can actually do so, because season 1 they did not. Starting off, Kathanis, what was your favorite moment and where can people find you at?
Favorite moment was still when after Mortimer woke up, he's like, "What? I'm left-handed? Undercommon got me. That made me die laughing. That was so good. That was great. But y'all can find me Twitter, the Cathanis, Facebook on Cathanis. My Instagram is Austin_Adkins, and Twitch is on here, Cathanis Gaming. And yeah, where you can find me.
Awesome. Of course, moving on around, we've got Tech Priest Khan, who plays Maya. Tell us what your favorite moment was and where people can find you at.
Favorite I can't really say I have a favorite moment. I just like I love watching the interactions with Mortimer because it's just so good.
That's why I was like, I have to find out what they're doing outside while that's distracting enough for them to not realize Maya's out there. Of course, Mortimer is the first person who talks. Of course.
Do Minotaurs have a women? I'm done. Anyway, yeah, you can find me usually lurking in the Discord for the most part. I have a presence on Twitter, but it's more of like every now and then. But for the most part, Discord is the best way to find me if I'm not lurking.
Perfect. And of course, Rose, just trying to wrangle in her sister. She storms off left and right. She even stealing food to try to make sure that y'all eat. Tell us what your favorite moment was tonight, and of course, where people can find you at, Stan.
A lot of this episode was just great. I really liked having that little talk with Maya as we were walking back. It was not entirely confrontational, and that was neat. On Twitter, I'm S_Delone. Also, shout out to the friend of mine that did the character art for our characters.
Yeah.
Maggie, is there a way that you can bring our portraits up on like the screen?
I might, if you guys have them on your character sheets.
We do.
So there's one of them. And then that is Maya. And then we have Mortimer. It's Mortimer, which is
Mortimer's.
awesome. I love Mortimer's. And then there's Rose. That's so cute. Yay.
Can I link her stuff in the chat?
Yeah. Are you a mod? I think you should.
I'm not a mod.
So you have to get permitted. Here, we can permit you.
We'll just make everybody mods.
I think Frank will kill me. There's a spreadsheet that has like all the mods, and we were slowly unmodding all the people, and we need to like flag people as VIP, and he's just like, the document's called, "Oh my gosh, Maggie, why do you have so many mods?" Because I made my friends mods so we could see them in the chat, and now we have a VIP thing, so I just need to
yeah, that makes sense.
edit that. You should be able to paste it in the chat now.
All right.
180 seconds, so I don't know if you missed it already. But yeah, thank you so much for the lovely art. It's it's wonderful. I love it. Everyone's like slowly getting all of their art made by them. I think I saw them in chat too. I don't know if they're still here or not.
She was, but yeah.
Yeah, she might have been here at the beginning. And then, of course, Stan, I know like Mortimer was going to be right behind you all, but I love the moments of like seeing how you interact with each other alone versus like with other people too, because it's different, you know.
Yeah.
Family is different. I love that. And of course, last but not least, as per usual, because you're in that ship over there, we've got Paladin Hulk, and of course Mortimer. Tell us what your favorite moment was tonight and where people can find you at.
I had such a good time. Like it was just wall to wall good moments. I think my favorite was that besides all the cool donations that we got, because that's amazing. My favorite in-game moment was the moment I realized my spellbook was fucked up.
Yeah.
Such a, oh man, I'm a wizard and that's not great.
That was great.
Yeah, so that was a lot of how does this impact me now? Have to deal with that.
Just learn how to read backwards. You'll be fine. I said how to word backwards.
You'll be fine. It's alright. You're good. Fortunately, it's in common, so it's like you can still read it. It's just you're slower than you would normally, I guess, be. But yeah,
I first
maybe.
have to figure out that it's reversed.
Yeah, I guess you have to figure.
And then it's not an undercom.
Yeah, you have to figure that out first, I suppose. But that is a personal preference that you have made for yourself.
Yep.
Just
Always-
invest in hand mirrors.
Always
Just whenever you
problem.
cast a spell, just hold the mirror up as you're looking into the book.
All
You're
right.
gonna have to hold on for a moment while I figure out how to cast Hold Person.
Oh yeah. I do want to say one more thing to Rose. If there's a long period of time, remind me about the talisman that you have on you too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Need to put that in my
So,
inventory.
thank you all for tuning in. We are actually going to go host another channel. We're actually going to host my good friend Random Tuesdays channel, who Mortimer or Paladin Hulk just talked about as well. They're playing Celestial Rangers, which is a Sailor Moon parody RPG. I think they'll be wrapping up soon too, but we're at least going to show them some love because they're good people and I love them. And I hope you go follow their channel as well. But if you haven't followed our channel, giving it a follow helps support us. And of course, tweeting our tweets and all of those types of things really help support us. And don't forget, this will be up on the YouTubes if you missed it and you're just tuning in now. We'll have it up at youtube.com/MargaretChromePlays because that's where all my gaming stuff goes. And you can watch it live there again because we'll do like a little premiere, and then of course you can watch it thereafter as much as you want. And we'll see you next week with whatever chaos ensues. Thank you so much once again. Doodles.